Okay. Cool. I had my audio off.
Patrick John Welder. Can't hear you.
All right. 1.5 minutes in, we're cool. So only no sound for 1.5 minutes. We're fine. Are we all right?
Steven running. Good now.
Okay. Thanks for telling
Aaron IDE. There we go. What's up, Nay?
Good thing I listened to my chat, huh?
Patrick John Welder. We Gucci.
Oh yeah.
Josh G. YouTube is so dumb. Sitting in the waiting room for your show, but it didn't prompt me into the live, automatically had to go back to your channel.
I know. You know, because that's not the one I went live with. I didn't know how to do it. I'm so sorry, man. That's my fault. I set up a thing, right? And people were probably waiting in there. And then I when I go live, it went live somewhere else. And I don't know. I don't know how to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Done it. And again, from what I've seen, to me it looks like they're doing everything in their power to keep.
Cool.
Miguel _H__. You know the thing. Woodchuck Montrose.
You know the thing. You know the thing. If man's right is inalienable. Well, you know the thing that I forgot. I love that. You know, you go, know
Ryan
the thing.
Webb. Hey Nay, how is it made? Lucky caught the show. It's 1 a.m. here.
That man is cursed.
Patrick John Welder.
Caught the show.
Love the
Ryan
video
Webb.
you tweeted.
You love the
That
video I tweeted?
man is cursed, LOL.
The video I tweeted. What video did I tweet? I don't remember. I'm gonna look. What did I do? What did I tweet? Jimmy Dore destroys Joe Rogan. Oh, the
Patrick John Welder. Seriously,
the
don't buy Pepe.
Dogecoin millionaire, bro. I just heard Cyber Reload, and I don't even have my Discord on. Hey, it's Matt G. Look at that. Hey, it's Billy Valentine. What? Holy shit.
What up?
How long has Billy been in here for?
Oh
my God.
I don't know.
Is Cyber around? We got Matt G here, guys. We might have a Billy Valentine. I don't know what's going on. I'm just totally and completely confused right now. Matt G is with us.
Popped in to say hi.
Patrick John Welder. I was scared because I thought you were telling us not to buy Pepe, LOL.
No, man. Isn't it crazy the way all these guys are doing this? None of them see what I see. And he even said it. If you watch the video, he's like, man.
Ryan Webb.
Did you like my clip?
HT was a banging show. Hi, Cyber, if you're there, mate.
Did you see my clip? I made a clip. Here, check this clip out, guys.
You know,
This is one of the funniest things. Look at what happened to Dogecoin Millionaire while he was live. I was one of the first people on that show to see it happen. I was like the third thumbs up on his video. And he's huge on YouTube, but I got the notification, so I just clicked on it, and I got lucky. And look at what I captured, guys. Look at this. Listen to what he says, and then watch what happens. Oops, wait. Something bad just happened. Hold on. I don't know what I just did. That is so weird. What did I just do? Where'd it go? Where'd the Dogecoin Millionaire video go? It's so funny. I don't need to spend this much time looking for it. I really don't. I'm just being an idiot right now. Oh, it was Twitter. No, it was on Twitter. Okay, my bad. It was Twitter. I just accidentally backed up. Okay, I see what I did. Here we go.
Dave C. Fishing.
you know,
Town Hall.
I guess poking a little bit of
Here. I want you guys to listen to what he says and then watch what happens to this. It's fucking instant karma moment. I've actually got another one just like this on my YouTube channel, but check this out.
fun at them because I was getting attacked from left and right. Like at first, like I said, I was just, whoa. I don't know what's going on right now. Is that you, Pepe Holders, putting a curse on me?
Yes, we are cursing you.
Jeez Louise.
How dare you?
I gotta fix this.
Miguel _H___.
Pepe Holders are gonna love that one.
As we do.
But anyways,
Don't talk shit about
I
us.
said,
We're
Pepe
powerful.
Holders real quiet.
We're powerful.
And that's crazy that just happened.
Yeah,
when I said that.
Doge.
Okay, anyways,
Yeah, Doge.
you know,
Sit down.
I guess poking.
Sit down, Dogecoin millionaire. Hey, make room for the Peppies. We're here. The Peppies are here. Look at us. Hey, Peppy, a Coke. What do you take? Peppy, a Coke. All right. Hey, no Coca Peppy. No Coca Peppy. Let's get rid of this. And let's get ready for our town hall meeting in 8 minutes, guys. Holy moly, monstrosity. I cannot wait for this town hall. This is going to be fun. Donald Trump on CNN. What? Oh my goodness. With, Caitlin, it's so important. Collins. Caitlin, importance. Collins. Importance. Because it's so important. What's the importance? What's the importance? Caitlin Collins, what's your most important thing? Yo, Donald Trump, what's your most important? We're going to hear her say important like a million times tonight, and I'm going to be crying over it. So bear with me. I don't like important. I like important. I like the T's enunciated properly. Important. Say the goddamn word, you lazy bitch. I'm going to be saying that a lot tonight. It's going to be so fun. Oh. So anyway, I've got CNN here, okay? It's going. I just want you to know it's going. It's right here, and we're going to have it up in the corner for now. But when we go live, we'll have Donald Trump front and center, full screen, I'm sure. I am just certain of it. Can we go like this? That's not working. Oh, dude, are they doing that shit to us? Are they making it uncopyable? Oh boy, CNN.
Chris Valentine.
They've got some kind of a
Importance.
Yes, Chris, importance. Let me see. I don't think we can capture the screen, man. But I'm gonna have to use the camera. Yeah, it goes black when I go to copy it, so I can't even see what I'm copying. They've got some weird. Look at how they do this. You can see the screen, but you can't see the content. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. So this is how we're going to... I'm so glad I figured this out right now. I realize this right now. So what I will do is I'll make this full screen. And then I will bring a camera over. As soon as I locate one. I think I've got one around here. Where's my camera at? Oh, here it is. Great. Fantastic. All right, and now we're going to have to get this camera into the perfect place to where it will be right here.
Francesco Moro.
I think this will work.
Evening, Nick.
Francesco, hello. Okay, let me just... Okay, no problem. Let's get rid of that.
We dabbing?
Whoa, bro, look at you, son. Bro, 420, 920, that's us. Okay, great. Wow, that's almost lined up already. Look at that. Okay, let's just do a little bit of finagling here. I am a king finagler. Here, let me just finagle this right over here. And we're going to make this screen look really good. Just bear with me while I do a couple things. I'm going to move a couple items here. And then, yeah, we're going to move this. And now, I'm going to move this plate. Okay, great. Now, let's work on backing this up into the right spot. Because all I got to do is back this camera up, I think. And then we'll get the whole screen here. I want to tighten this up. Okay, let's tighten that up if we can. Hey, Rogan, what are you doing, man? Why are you doing that, buddy? Rogan's busting my balls, bro. Rogan, why are you busting my balls, bro? You busting my balls, bro? Yeah, Rogan, you busting my balls, bro? Why you busting? Rogan, why you busting my balls? Okay, that is pretty goddamn good. Considering it is a picture of a picture of a picture of a picture. It's a copy of a copy. It doesn't come out so good. Okay, this, like this. I'm just doing a little bit more here. Little bit more.
Ryan Webb. Lot better set up like that, mate, able to see everything.
Really? Is that...
Shut the fuck up, Ryan Webb, you stupid son of a bitch.
Shut the fuck up, Ryan Webb, you stupid son of a bitch. Hey, was that my alter ego? Oh my god, what just happened? I could hear my thoughts before I said them. Why are you saying that, Billy? Why are you being mean to Ryan Webb? He's a good guy.
I'm sorry, Ryan Webb. I love you. I'm so sorry, Ryan Webb.
Alright, that's Billy. He's just fucking with you, Ryan. We love you, Ryan. I want you to know that. So, I could probably...
Ryan Webb. What that man?
Fuck that, man. Don't take it the wrong way, man. He's just playing. Let's get this out of my face here. Here we go. That helps.
I just sent a flower to every Ryan Webb on earth.
Okay. There's a lot of Ryans out there.
Ryan Webb. N.A. all good, mate.
Cool. We're just messing around. Billy's crazy sometimes. Don't take it personally. It's absolutely not. Oh, let me brighten this up a little bit, man. We're gonna brighten up these colors a little bit. Yeah. We'll take that saturation down. Get a nice image there. Great. That looks good. That looks nice and clear and focused. What I might want to do is lock the focus, but that's not so bad. There's a little bubbler in the bottom right corner. I don't think that's going to bother you guys. And I can lower this, right? No, I can't. It's all the way down. Okay. Okay. I could lower it just a little, but I think just doing this, actually. There we go. God, it's even better. Great. Once we have sound, man, we're not even going to really think about the tilt that's on there. It's going to be great. My sound is over here, and I just want to check that I have the ability to unmute this.
And you heard that from voters a lot, the exhaustion out there about this, so, and sort of sick of the drama of
We're
it.
going
So we'll see
live
what
with
you bring
Donald
to
Trump
it.
in 1 minute,
You
guys.
sick of the drama?
I don't even, I'm not even gonna go there. I am curious about two other things. How much does he try to hit Biden? How much does he try to hit other Republicans like DeSantis?
Why do you have to use his words,
I'm also
you dumb
curious,
bitch?
words
Why do you have
have
to use his word
consequences.
hit?
We saw that on January
You're such a
6th.
fucking cunt,
I'm
bitch,
very
idiot.
curious to see
What an
whether,
idiot.
and I use the word measured in the broadest
You're an
sense,
idiot.
but whether he
Is he gonna hit? Is he gonna
sort of
hit?
stays
That's
away
Donald Trump's,
from
literally
that kind
Donald
of
Trump's
An
word.
important night here in the United States.
You
We're
hit me, I
watching
hit you back
very,
twice as
very
hard, I'm a
closely to our
counterpunch
viewers.
you. Yeah,
Thanks
great, you
very
sound
much
just
for
like Donald
joining
Trump
us.
now, you moron.
CNN's Republican
Way to go.
Presidential Town Hall with Donald Trump starts right now.
Ooh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Ooh, right now. Starts right now. All that suspense. All right, I'll get my dabs out here. Smiles, everyone, smiles. The show is beginning. Smiles, everyone, smiles.
Good evening. Welcome
Ryan
to New
Webb.
Hampshire, the first
Yeah,
GOP
leave it like
primary
that. Billy
state.
Head is
We're
hidden
live here
behind
in
the
St.
live
Anselm
panel
College
defiantly
for
better.
CNN's Town Hall with former President Donald Trump. I'm Caitlin
That's
Collins.
funny.
Tonight, President Trump is here as he embarks on a campaign unlike any other in the history of U.S. presidential elections. He's the first former president in more than a century to seek a return to the White House,
We're gonna
and he
brighten
is
up
currently
that.
leading the Republican field while also facing multiple criminal investigations and an indictment. Just yesterday, he was found liable for sexual abuse and defamation. No questions are off the table, and we agreed to no conditions. We're here to get voters the answers that they deserve. Our audience is made up of Republicans and undeclared voters who plan to take part in New Hampshire's Republican primary. They'll get the chance to question the former president directly, these voters and the issues that they care about the most. They'll help decide if former President Trump will get a second chance to take on President Joe Biden. Please welcome the frontrunner for the Republican nomination, former President Donald Trump.
I'll turn the volume up. Yeah, applaud the sexual assaulter. Applaud the rapist. Bunch of freaking cup bitches. Yeah, sit there and applaud him, fucking morons.
President Trump, thank you for your time here tonight. We got a great crowd here in New Hampshire, a lot of voters with a lot of questions about what your 2024 term would look like, what another Trump term would look like. We'll get to the voters shortly, but your poll showed that you were dominating the Republican race right now, but you were also under active federal investigation for trying to overturn the 2020 election results. Your first term ended with a deadly riot at the Capitol, and you still have not publicly acknowledged the 2020 election results. Why should Americans put you back in the White House?
Because we did fantastically. We got 12 million more votes than we had in, as you know, in 2016. I actually say we did far better in that election. Got the most that anybody's ever gotten as a sitting president of the United States. I think that when you look at that result and when you look at what happened during that election, unless you're a very stupid person, you see what happens. A lot of the people in this audience, and maybe a couple that don't, but most people understand what happened. That was a rigged election, and it's a shame that we had to go through it. It's very bad for our country. All over the world, they looked at it.
You will not shut up about
they
it.
saw exactly what everyone else saw. You look, even
you
if
lost,
you just look recently,
motherfucker.
with
Get
the
over
51
it.
intelligence agents.
No law regarding
16-point
cannabis.
difference.
Cheers, Matt. Cheers, Billy.
Cheers,
Cheers, Simon.
President.
Cheers, Ryan.
You're still getting away with it and not
Twitter.
locking
Everybody
doors
watching on
like
Twitter files
Epstein.
made a big difference. If you look at
Mr.
True
President,
the
back
vote,
to what you just said there, though. It was not a rigged election. It was not a stolen election. You and your supporters lost more than 60 court cases on the election. It's been nearly 2.5 years. Can you publicly acknowledge that you did lose the 2020 election?
Let me just go on. If you look at True the Vote, they found millions of votes on camera, on government cameras, where they were stuffing ballot boxes. So with all of that, I think it's a shame that what happened. I think it's a very sad thing for our country.
He's such an idiot.
I think it's a very sad thing, frankly, for the world, because if you look at what's gone to our country has gone to hell. Our borders are bad. Our military has been bad. You look at the taxes, you look at inflation, what's happened to inflation. It's just destroying our country. We've really become, in many ways, a third world country. And it's very sad what's happened in this administration. And it's something that will turn around on day one. We were energy independent. Now energy is at a level that we've never had to pay before.
Tasty.
Nobody can afford to continue to pay what's happening with energy. But we were energy independent. We were getting out of Afghanistan with strength and with dignity. And instead we got out, we looked like fools, probably the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country.
We have a lot of questions about the economy and foreign policy tonight, but what you just said there, Republican officials debunked those claims about fraudulent ballots. We want to give you a chance tonight.
Who?
Republican officials in Georgia and every single state. There is no, your own election officials, Mr. President. So we wanted to give you a chance.
People were afraid to take on the issue. But we have a big problem in this country. We have
wanted to give you a chance to acknowledge
we have elections that were horrible. If you look at what happened in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, if you look at what happened in Detroit, Michigan, if you look at what happened in Atlanta, millions of votes, and all you have to do is take a look at government cameras. You'll see them. People going to 28 different voting booths to vote, to put in 7 ballots apiece.
But Mr. President,
and they're all
I have to stop you there because there is no evidence of that. Your own election officials testified to that and have said that Republicans in these states did this. In Georgia, there were multiple recounts, including a hand recount. We have questions about the claims that you're making tonight from voters on this topic. I want to bring in Scott Dustin from Concord. He works in insurance litigation.
He looks like a real winner.
He's an undeclared voter. That's what they call independents here in New Hampshire, as you know. He did vote for you in 2020. Scott, what's your question for the president?
Looks like he got shat out by a Rottweiler.
Hi, President Scott. Welcome back to New Hampshire.
Thank you.
Will you suspend polarizing talk of election fraud during your run for president?
Will I suspend?
Dude, that guy got filleted.
Will you suspend polarizing talk of election fraud during your run for president?
Yeah, unless I see election fraud. If I see election fraud, I think I have an obligation to say it. And you know what we went through a short while ago has really put our country in a big problem. I hope to do that.
Has really
I hope
put
we're
our
going to have
country in a
very
big
honest
problem.
elections.
He speaks
we
as
should
good
have
as I talk.
we should have one-day elections. We should have paper ballots instead of these mail-in votes. But the answer is yes, and I hope that it's going to be very straight up, because if it's going to be straight up, we're going to win the election.
So you will suspend talk to his question about the 2020 election on the campaign trail?
I guess we're going to just win. We're at a point now. We're getting so close. Let's just win it again and straighten out our country.
One other question on this. When you've talked about the 2020 election results in the past, you once suggested terminating the Constitution. Do you stand by those comments?
No. You were able to do certain things. I'm not talking about terminating the Constitution. I'm talking about cherishing the Constitution. The Constitution says that we're supposed to have legal and well-maintained and well-looked-at elections, and we didn't have that. I cherish our Constitution.
The Constitution doesn't
but we have
say
to live
that.
up to the Constitution. We weren't living up to the Constitution.
That's funny.
I was just saying there's
He
no
just made up
evidence
his own
of that
amendment.
election fraud. You did once
You're
tweet.
supposed to say that, but I'm glad you say that. But look,
That's
that
the
was a
truth, Mr.
horrible
President.
election. That was a horrible election, and unless somebody's very stupid, and I know you very well, you're not stupid at all, but you perhaps
Miguel H.
are given an agenda, or you have an
called her
agenda.
out.
Look,
You have an agenda.
we have to have honest elections in our country. We have open borders. we
Fuck
have-
this. They're all applauding that. These idiots are applauding that. They all
Look at what's
believe his
happening.
lie.
We have,
So every time
elections,
somebody
we have open
claps,
borders. Look
that's
at what's
someone that
happening
believes
on
the
our
elections
southern
were
border.
fraudulent.
Millions and millions of people are coming here. They're
I'm going to
being
get in trouble
released
on
from
YouTube
prisons. They're
for
being
playing
released
this,
from
this
mental
election
institutions.
misinformation.
And we have millions of people pouring into our country.
God
and
damn
now
it.
they're getting rid of Title 42, which I put on, which kept people out that were sick and
And Mr.
had
President, we have a lot of
problems.
questions about immigration
Well, wait,
to get
but
to
I'll do
tonight.
a-
Obviously, that's a big topic,
do a
especially given
disclaimer
what's
on the
expected to
commercial.
happen tomorrow. But I want to talk about
I have
the
to do a
influence you
disclaimer.
have over your voters. It's very clear that you
He's
are very
straight up
influential
lying.
and you have a lot of impact. I've been to many of your rallies and seen it up close, which raised a lot
And
of questions
YouTube
about the
should
influence that we
allow
saw
it.
that you had on them
If he
on
wants to
January
lie,
6th
let him
and your
fucking lie.
supporters when they
It's not
attacked
your
the
job to
Capitol.
be the,
Do you
you
have
know,
any
the
regrets about
rulers
your
of the
actions
lies
on
and the
January
truth.
6th?
Let us do that.
Well, you know, January 6th was, again, we go back to it, but January 6th had to do with the fact that hundreds of thousands of people, and you don't see the pictures very often. A lot of the people here probably were there. January 6th, it was the largest crowd I've ever spoken to. That was prior to the walk down to the Capitol building. I
Wow.
don't think, and I've spoken to
Wow.
hundreds of thousands of
He's
people.
taking
I've never
credit for
spoken
it.
to a crowd as large as this. And that was because they thought the election was rigged. And they were there proud.
Wow.
They were there
Dude,
with love in their
if
heart.
you're
That was
not
an unbelievable, and it was a beautiful day.
Getting enraged
And
like I am
what
right
was
now,
asked to
oh
do,
my God, I don't
wasn't
know
involved in
why
it very
you're
much.
not.
I was asked to come in. Would I make a speech? I made a speech. I said, walk peacefully and patriotically, you know, many different things. In fact, I brought a
You
list
said it'll
of
be
things. I
wild.
don't want to bore the audience, but we can go sentence after sentence after sentence
We could.
of things I said,
You said
and
it'll
things
be
I put
wild.
out. One of the big problems was that Nancy Pelosi,
about the
Crazy Nancy, as I
magnetometers, dude?
affectionately call her, Crazy Nancy Pelosi and the mayor of Washington were in charge, as you know, of security.
I'm sick of
and
this
they
They're
did
not in
not
charge
do
of
their
the
job.
National Guard. You're in charge of the
They
National
are in
Guard.
well, I offered them National Guard. I said, we'll give you soldiers, we'll give you National Guard, we'll give you whatever you want. And they turned me down.
Your
and in
acting
fact, she
defense
turned me down.
secretary-
She turned me down
Excuse me.
in writing.
Excuse
they turned
me.
me down.
But your acting defense secretary, Chris Miller, at the time, he says you never gave a formal order to deploy the National Guard. But when it
Excuse
came
me,
to that day,
just the
Excuse me.
opposite.
He
Chris
tested-
Miller wrote a book, and he's a fantastic guy, and he was ready to go. They turned him down. If you look, the mayor of Washington, D.C., lovely lady, she said, we don't want it. We don't like the look. Nancy Pelosi said, oh, we don't like the look. If they would have had I offered them 10,000 soldiers. I said, it could be 10, it could be more, but I offered them specifically 10,000 soldiers. If they would have taken 500 soldiers, you wouldn't have had the problem. They turned it down. And if you look at the Inspector General report, he says they turned it down. They made a terrible mistake.
well, Chris Miller was your acting defense secretary. He says you never gave that order. But back to what happened on that day.
He
You said
did
you
not
weren't.
say that.
He has testified that, Mr.
He did
President.
not say that.
But you said you weren't very involved that day. You did tell your supporters to come to Washington. You tweeted about it, about
Sure,
that
of
speech
course.
that happened on the rally.
Am I allowed
when
to say that?
When they went to the Capitol, and they were breaking into the Capitol,
Listen to his
smashing windows
attitude
and
about
doing
am I
police
allowed to say
Why
that?
did you? Why did
Mate,
it
I
take
am
you
from
3
the
hours
UK
to
and
tell
I
them
want
to
to
go
smash
home?
the
I don't
screen
believe
that
it
he
did.
gets back in
I
the
don't believe it
country
did.
could self-implode.
Listen to these idiots listen to idiots in the audience that support him. These
So if you
inbreds.
look at, on January 5th, the day before, I said, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful. Stay peaceful. This was the day before, and this was in the form of
Billy
Twitter.
Bob
Now
Thornton.
use Truth
Why
Social.
is
I think
CNN
it's far
interviewing
superior.
him?
Okay. I
CNN
hope
ratings
everybody's on.
highest in 8 years.
I hope everybody's on Truth.
Right?
If you look January 6th, this is at
9.
before 2:30. I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. This is right after, as it was happening. But what happened is they took it down. I don't know why. I think they took it down because it was so good. They didn't like it being up there. I am asking, and we didn't know until I got it back, because now I have 90 million people waiting for me to go back, but I'm on Truth, and I'm staying on Truth. Listen, I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. No violation. We want no violation. We want no violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you. That was at 2:30. That was very early.
Mr. President, I looked at the same timeline that you did.
No,
Once
no,
it was
but you
clear,
didn't report that. You know why? Because it was
we
taken
did report
down.
it. I was reporting
it was
that
taken
day.
down and it wasn't.
But when
put
it was
back up.
clear to you that they were not being peaceful, you saw them rushing the Capitol, breaking windows. They were hitting officers with flagpoles, tasing them,
He's nodding
beating
his
them
head.
up. When it was clear they weren't
He's
being
smiling.
peaceful, why did you wait 3 hours to tell them to leave the Capitol? They listened to you like no one else. You know that.
They do. I agree with that. But
So why didn't
Nancy
you tell them to go home sooner?
Nancy Pelosi and the mayor are in charge. I assume
They
they
gotta
were
run.
able
I'll
to
be
do their
back in a
job.
few,
They
though.
weren't.
Right.
But
And it
Pelosi's
kicked
not in charge of Capitol
And if you remember,
security.
I made a video right outside the Oval Office in the Rose Garden. And I'm very proud of that video. I didn't have a script. I don't need scripts like a certain person that's in
But
there
what
right
time?
now.
The video. It came out much later after they
They're
already
applauding
left.
him, man.
It was a great video. And it was a beautiful video. And it said, I mean, I don't want to read it all, but you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people of law and order. We love the people of law and order. We can't play into the hands of these other people. We have to have peace. Please go home. I
Well,
said that.
referring
You know
to
what
the
they
law and
did?
order there,
They took
Mr.
that
President.
down, and you know, to this day, it hasn't been put up. And the reason is it's so good and so conclusive that all of this nonsense and all of the tens of millions of dollars that have been spent are just wiped away with this one. And they've never put it back up. They had another one that they did the same
But that
thing.
video that you referenced there, it wasn't posted until 4:17 p.m.
No, I'll tell
they
you,
breached the Capitol at 2 p.m.
That video was
Mr. President.
posted,
4:17
yeah,
p.m.
actually a little bit before that.
Right. So that's my question.
excuse me.
Because in that 3 hours, over
Excuse me,
140
it was
officers
posted
were
after the
injured.
first one I just read, though, and that was at 2 o'clock.
But I think the reason the timeline is so critical here, because going back to your influence, in
Here's
that
another
3
one I
hours,
posted.
over 140 officers were injured that day.
And a person named Ashley Babbitt was killed.
Yes.
You know what? She was killed, and she shouldn't have been killed.
You told
And
her
that
to go
thug
there, you
that
idiot.
Killed her. There was no reason to
You
shoot
killed her.
At blank
If you
range,
hadn't have
cold
told
blank
them to
range,
go
they
down
shot
there,
her.
she'd still be alive
And she was a
today.
good person.
How do
She
you
was a
not?
patriot.
How do the people in the
There was no
audience
reason to- there was
not
no
give
reason.
him full
And
responsibility for
He
her
went on
death?
television to brag about the
And
fact
right
that he
now,
killed her.
Caitlin Collins
That
should
the
say,
officer was not bragging
if
about
you
the
hadn't
fact
have brought
that he
those
killed her.
people
But
down
one
there,
person was at
Ashley
the
Babbitt
Capitol
would
that
still be
day,
alive.
as you know, was your vice president, Mike Pence, who says
She
that
doesn't
you
say it.
endangered his life
God damn
on
it.
that day.
I don't
Do
think
you
he was in
feel,
any danger.
She
Mr.
just
President,
ignores the Ashley
do you
Babbitt
feel that
thing.
you owe him an apology?
No, because he did something wrong. He should have put the votes back to the state legislatures, and I think we would have had a different outcome. I really do.
But he doesn't have the authority to do that, as you know.
What?
Look at these.
The vice president does not
Months.
have the authority to
Okay,
reject
fucking
those,
applauding.
those
let's have
election
this one out
results.
just now because it's interesting. Let's keep it interesting, right? I like Mike Pence very much. He's a very fine man. He's a very nice man. He made a mistake. His lawyer said, you cannot move. I called him the human conveyor belt. I said, even if the votes, you mean, I talked to his lawyer, even if the votes are absolutely fraudulent, he can't say, yes, sir, he can't say that. And the Democrats played it and the rhinos played it. And then the election was over. They told him he couldn't do it. And Mike said to me, I can't do it. The lawyers told me I can't do it. They can't do it. But the lawyers were wrong because right after the election, They all met, the rhinos and the Democrats, and they worked out a plan to make sure that future vice presidents don't do what I said you could
Miguel
do.
H.
That's not what happened. You're referring to the
Billy
Electoral
Bonk
Count Act.
That's exactly.
I've read that. There is no authority.
No,
Legal
excuse
experts,
me.
including Republican legal experts, say that he does not have that authority, Mr. President.
Caitlin,
But I want to
why
move
did
on.
they change the law then, saying that you can't do it?
They didn't change the law. They strengthened the law because they were worried about
Oh, they
presidents
strengthened it,
exploiting.
meaning you could do it. Thank you.
That's not what it means.
Thank you.
They strengthened the law
Mike
because
had
they
the
were
right
worried.
to do it.
Ryan Webb.
They
This is
convinced him
crazy,
he
can't
didn't, and it
believe
was a
the fucking
horrible thing
reduced
for our
necks
country.
clapping for the
If you would have
CR.
sent those votes back to Georgia, Pennsylvania, and other states, Wisconsin, which if you look at Wisconsin, they virtually admitted now that the election was rigged. If
They
you
have
would have
not
sent
admitted
those
that,
votes
Mr.
back to
President.
many of those states, they would not come back in the affirmative. And remember what I said, and you just said it pretty much, you admitted what I said was right.
I
They
did
said
not.
he didn't have the right to do it. And he did have the right to do it, and that's why they changed the law, taking that right away.
I should note that your campaign paid for a recount that happened in Wisconsin. It actually had more votes for President Biden by the end of it. But I want to move on to Wayne Byer. He's a retired attorney from
By
North
the way,
Conway.
so many
who's-
illegal votes were cast in Wisconsin, and if you look in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, they had so many illegal votes.
Dude, they're not
they
gonna
didn't
break.
even know what to do with
I
them.
literally have to
You're
do this.
absolutely wrong
Mr.
about
President,
that.
there weren't any fraudulent votes in Wisconsin. I do want to get to the audience. Though. We
This
have
man
questions
is
for you
lying.
From the audience.
I am
Wayne
debunking
Byer is
him.
a retired attorney from North Conway. He has previously served
This
in
is the
Republican
ex-president of the United
administrations. He
States
volunteered
telling
for the
lies,
Republican Party in the
and
2022
I'm
midterms.
debunking
He
him.
voted for you in 2020.
Okay, he's a
What's your
liar.
question for the president,
Don't
Wayne?
say that
Thank
I'm
you for
saying
coming,
this
Mr. President.
on my channel.
My-
The
my
ex-president of the United States
question
is
to
saying.
you is,
And
will
I'm
you
saying that
pardon
he's a
the
liar.
January 6th
Okay? Don't give me a
rioters
strike
who
for
were
that.
convicted of federal offenses?
I am
This really
inclined
stresses
to
me out.
pardon many of them. I can't
Jimmy
say
Dore
for
would
every
never have
single
that
one,
issue.
because a couple of them probably they got out of control. But you know, when you look at Antifa, what they've done to Portland, and if you look at Antifa, look at what they've done to Minneapolis and so many other places. Look at what they did to Seattle and BLM. Many
Billy
people were
Bonk
killed.
Thornton.
These people. I'm
OMG,
not
I wish they would
trying
vote
to
STFU
justify
about the
anything.
stupid S.
But you have two standards of justice in this country, and what they've done, and I love that question, because what they've done to so many people is nothing.
Billy
nothing.
Bonk Thornton.
And then what they've done to
Next
these people, they've
FING
persecuted
questions,
these
Jesus.
people. And yeah, my answer is I am most likely, if I get in, I will most likely, I would say it will be a large portion of them. You know, they did a very, and it'll be very early on. And they're living in hell right now.
So when it comes
they're
to
living in
pardons-
hell. And they're policemen, and they're firemen, and they're soldiers, and they're carpenters and electricians, and they're great people. Many of them are just great people.
Mr. President, one of the people who was convicted was a former
Insurrectionist.
policeman, but he was convicted of attacking a police officer, I should note. But when you said you are considering pardoning a large portion of those charged with crimes on January 6th, does that include the 4 Proud Boys members who were charged and convicted of seditious conspiracy?
I don't know. I'd have to look at their case, but I will say in Washington, D.C., you cannot get a fair trial. You cannot. Just like in New York City, you can't get a fair trial either.
Why didn't you fix it when you were the president, then,
Speaking
Trump?
of New York, I want to ask you about a significant verdict that was reached yesterday. I know this is something you want to weigh in on as well. A Manhattan jury found that you sexually abused the writer E. Jean Carroll and defamed her. You've denied this, but what do you say to voters who say it disqualifies you from being president?
Well, there aren't too many of them because my poll numbers just came out and they went up. Okay.
Dude, that's right out of Don't Look Up.
I think I'm the only person in history who had a charge like that. And usually you leave office, you say, I'm sorry, but I'm going to back home. I'm back home to my family and everything. I'm going to be resigned. My poll numbers went up, and they went up with the other fake charge, too. Because what's happening is they're doing this for election interference. This woman, I don't know her. I never met her. I have no idea who she is. I had a picture taken years ago with her and her husband, nice guy, John Johnson. He was a newscaster, very nice man. She called him an ape. Happens to be African American. He called him an ape. The judge wouldn't allow us to put that in. Her dog or her cat was named Vagina. The judge wouldn't allow to put that in. All of these things. But with her, they could put in anything. Access,
This
Hollywood.
was a jury
put in
of
anything.
9 people who found
That's right.
you liable of sexual abuse. Do you think that will deter women from voting for you?
No, I don't think so, because I think the whole thing, just so you understand, ready? I never met this woman. I never saw this woman.
He just
this
talked
woman
about
said
her
I met her
husband
at the
and had
front door of
picture taken
Bergdorf
with her.
Goodman, which I rarely go into, other than for a couple of charities. I met her in the front door. She was about 60 years old, and this is like 22, 23 years ago. I met her in the front door of Bergdorf Goodman. I was immediately attracted to her, and she was immediately attracted to me. And we had this great chemistry. We're walking into a crowded department.
No law regarding
We
chemistry.
had this great chemistry, and a few minutes later, we end up in a room, a dressing room of Bergdorf Goodman, right near the cash register. And then she found out there were locks on the door, so she said, I found one that was open. She found one. She learned this at trial. She found one that was open. What kind of a woman meets somebody and brings them up, and within minutes, you're playing hanky-panky in a dressing room, okay? I don't know if she was married then or not. John Johnson, I feel sorry for you, John Johnson.
Mr. President, can I
No, but
add to
think of it. Think of
I
it.
know you're recounting what she said, but Mr. President,
Let me just, if I could, because you asked the
trying to
question,
stop
This was a
just so you
jury,
understand,
though.
if I
She
was
opened it up.
walking in, because I was very famous then, and I owned the Plaza Hotel right next door, and I owned buildings around it, I'm not going into a dressing room of a crowded department store. Then I say, if she was being raped, and by the way, they said she wasn't raped. Okay, that was her charge. She wasn't.
They found that you sexually abused her.
What? Say what? They did. They said he didn't rape her, and
They didn't
I didn't
say
do
he
anything else either. You know what? Because I have no idea who the hell she is.
But Mr.
I don't
President,
know who this woman
can I
is.
ask you, given you're recounting
I
your
don't know
version?
who, and I tell you this.
But Mr.
Are
President,
you ready?
can I
swear
ask
on
you
my
because-
children?
Shut
which
up,
I
Caitlin,
never
let him
do.
talk, you
I
idiot.
have no idea who this woman. This is a fake story, made up story. We had a horrible Clinton-appointed judge. He was horrible. He allowed her to put everything in. He allowed us to put nothing in.
Mr.
This is a
President, you're
fake
recounting your version of
story.
events here right now to the audience. You referenced the trial. You did not go to the trial and
You
actually
referenced the
testify.
trial.
Do you wish that you had
No,
testified?
it wouldn't have made a difference. This was a rigged deal. This was my lawyer said, sir, you don't have to do it. I actually said, I think I should. It would be respectful. They said, sir, don't do it. This is a fake story, and you don't want to give it credibility. That's why I didn't go.
One thing you did do in this.
And I swear, and I've never done that, and I swear to, I have no idea who the hell, she's a
Mr.
whack
President,
job.
you did not testify in person in this trial. There was a taped deposition of you from October in it. You defended the comments that you made on that Access Hollywood tape about being able to grab women how you want. Do you stand by those comments?
I said if you're famous and rich or whatever I said, but I said if you're a star, you are, and I said, women let you. I didn't say you grab, I said women let. You know, you didn't use that word, but if you look, women let you. Now, they said, will you take that back? I said, look, for 1,000,000 years, this is the way it's been. I want to be honest. This is the way it's been. I can take it back if you'd like to, but if you're a famous person, if you're a star, and I'm not referring to myself, I'm saying people that are famous, people that are
You were
stars,
asked in the deposition,
people
do you
that are
consider yourself
rich,
to be a star?
people
And you
that are
said yes.
powerful, they tend to do pretty well in a lot of different ways, okay? And you would like me to take that back? I can't take it back because it happens to be true. I said it's been true for 1,000,000 years, approximately 1,000,000 years, perhaps a little bit longer than that.
So you stand by those comments?
Well, I don't want to lie.
Mr. President, we have a lot of
He
questions.
doesn't want to lie.
Let's get
Donald
to the
Trump doesn't
has
want to
no
lie,
advantage
everybody.
over anyone else. Well, you do have an advantage, and I say unfortunately, but that's the way it is.
You said fortunately or unfortunately,
Well,
but Mr.
fortunately or
President, we have a lot
unfortunately
of
for
audience
her.
questions to get to tonight. I want to go back to the audience. We've got Danielle Rieger. She works as an oral surgery assistant. She's a Republican activist from Derry.
Mary
She was a New
Valenzuela.
Hampshire delegate for you in 2020. What's your question?
Hi, thank you so much for coming to New Hampshire to answer our questions. My question is regarding the economy. Over the past 2 years, we have seen the prices for everything skyrocket. From food to gas to utilities and insurance costs, many people's bills are up several $100s a month, including mine. If elected president again, what is the first thing you would do to help bring down the cost to make things more affordable?
Drill, baby, drill.
Oh, she likes that. She smiled at him. Oh, good. We're going to drill oil. Great.
We were energy independent. We were soon going to be energy dominant. And nobody had ever done what I did. We got oil down to $1.87. Actually, it fell lower than that in some cases. We had to save the oil companies. The price was getting so. we were doing incredibly. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country, probably the greatest economy in the history of the world. We're energy independent, soon to be energy dominant. We were going to be bigger than Russia and Saudi Arabia put together ×2. We have more liquid gold under our feet than any other nation.
And that's
any
killing
other
us.
nation.
And
these
it's killing
stupid fools
us.
ended it. And energy went from $1.87 and even lower.
Your poison
gasoline
energy is
per
killing
car.
us, Trump.
They went from $1.87 to $5,
You're a
$6,
fucking
$7, $8, and even
dinosaur.
$9. And your electricity bills went through the roof. Your heating bills went through the roof. And that's what started inflation. And it hasn't stopped
Dave C.
because
Fishel.
people are paying now for
Guilty as
bacon and
charged.
for eggs and for the 2 and 3 times what it was just a little while ago. We
Dave
created
C.
the greatest economy in history. A big part of that economy
Hello,
is
everybody on Rumble.
got you the biggest tax cuts in the history
We
of our
got your
country,
chat
bigger
up
than
here,
the Reagan
Rumble.
cuts, bigger than anything. And also, Caitlin, also, as you know, we got the biggest regulation and regulatory cuts. This place was rocking, and then we were given a gift from China, and China paid a big price. And let me tell you something, I took in hundreds of billions of dollars in taxes from China. But prior to COVID coming in, and then I rebuilt the economy again, a second time. But we had, prior to COVID coming in as
Dave
from
C.
China,
Fishing.
from Wuhan, which I said it came from Wuhan.
China.
Everybody said, oh, you're wrong about that. You're wrong. It came from Wuhan. I said it right from day one. So we had the greatest economy in the world. Here's the story. They made energy so high, and energy is all invasive. It is massive as an industry and as a cost. It lifted everything. If
Mr.
you made,
President, staying
if you
on the
made
economy.
donuts, if you made, no matter what you did, and we had inflation, the likes of which I guess we haven't had, they said, for 52 years, but I think more than that. We had no inflation. We had the lowest energy prices we've had in decades. This country was rocking and rolling. And by the way, we had the most secure border in the history of our
Mr.
country.
President, we
And now we have the
have more questions on the economy. I want to make sure we get to all of those. As you know, the U.S. right now could be just 3 weeks away from defaulting on its debt. That could mean millions of jobs lost, people not getting their Social Security payments.
Look, you
People believe
won't
it would
make
put the
eye
U.S.
contact
economy
with
into a
them. What's wrong
recession.
with
On that topic, I want to bring in Marta Cervella, a student here at St. Anselm. She is an undeclared voter who did not vote in 2020. Marta, what's your question?
Hi, Mr. President.
Hi, thank you.
So my question is, what do you think about the United States' current debt situation, and how can we move forward?
Such an important question. So we're at $33 trillion, a
We
number
can't
that
ever
nobody
pay it
ever
off.
thought possible.
We can never pay that off.
When we had our economy rocking and rolling just prior to COVID coming in, like literally, we were making a fortune. And oil, we were going to make so much money from oil, we were going to start paying off debt. But then with COVID coming in, we had to do other things. We had to keep this country alive because it was so serious. But we have to get the country back. We have to lower energy prices. We have to lower interest rates. Interest rates are through the roof. Energy has to come down. It all has to come down, and we have to start paying off debt. But when we have a debt limit, and they use that very seriously in me, they came in, Schumer came in with Nancy Pelosi, and they were using it, we'll violate it, we'll do whatever. They talked a whole lot different than they do right now. I say to the Republicans out there, congressmen, senators, if they don't give you massive cuts, you're going to have to do a default. And I don't believe they're going to do a default because I think the Democrats will absolutely cave because you don't want to have that happen. But it's better than what we're doing right now because we're spending money like drunken sailors.
So
You know
just
the
to be clear,
expression.
Mr. President, you think the U.S. should default if the White House does not agree to the spending cuts Republicans
Well,
are
you
demanding?
might as well do it now because you'll do it later. Because we have to save this country. Our country is dying. Our country is being destroyed by stupid people, by very stupid people.
You once said that using the debt ceiling as a negotiating wedge just could not happen. You said that when you were in the
That's
Oval
when I was
Office.
president.
So why is it different now that you're out of office?
Because now I'm not president.
Dave C. Fishel.
That's the one that's going to go viral.
The U.S. defaulting would be massively
Well, you don't
consequential
know.
for everyone in this room, for all
You don't know.
Americans.
It's psychological. It's really psychological more than anything else. And it could be very bad. It could be maybe nothing. Maybe you have a bad week or a bad day. But look, you have to cut your costs. We're spending $7 trillion on, much of it on nonsense. $7 trillion on nonsense.
We've got
And
another
I actually
question from
said,
a voter tonight.
get all of that money that was wasted, and frankly, the Senate should have never approved it. Get all that money that was wasted, and if they don't get rid of that, you'll have to default. Okay?
Mr.
You'll have to
President,
default.
we've got another voter here
And
tonight.
by the way, you're going to default eventually anyway, but it's going to
drunk.
be much messier. I don't think you'll have to default. I think if the Republicans hold strong and they say we want
He's fucking drunk.
let's say we want $5 trillion off, I really think the Democrats have no choice but to do it. And if I win, they're going to be doing the same thing to me in 2 years. I guarantee you that.
Mr. President,
they're
we've
going to
got
play a
another
very
voter
hard
here
ball game,
tonight.
and they did that before.
Bobby Petrino has been waiting very patiently.
Sure.
He's a student at St. Anselm. He's a member of College Republicans. He's an undeclared voter right now. He supported you in 2020. Bobby,
I
what's
can
your
see
question
why
for
you're a
President Trump?
Republican,
Hi,
dude.
thank you for coming. This is a bit of a pivot, but with gun violence and mass shootings in the news cycle recently, I'm worried that state governments and the federal
Totally look
government
like
are
a
going to act to
Republican.
repress gun rights.
Fucking
Under your
inbred.
administration, you instructed the Department of Justice and the ATF to ban bump stocks. If elected president again, how would you act not only to defend our Second Amendment rights, but to restore rights that have been taken from us, such as, by example, recently the ATF's ruling on the pistol stabilizing braces?
Yeah, as you know, the
Dave
bump
C.
stocks are
Fishing.
actually a very unimportant
Totally.
thing. And NRA, I went with them, and they said it doesn't mean anything. They're actually, all they do is teach you how to shoot very inaccurately. So we did that. There's been nobody
Dude,
that's
tell that to
protected
the
the
60
Second
people who
Amendment,
got
as you know, like
slaughtered
I
in
have. I
fucking
protected
Las
it
Vegas.
through thick and thin, not easy to do. But we have a very big mental
How many people is Las
health
Vegas, guys?
problem in this country.
66?
And again, it's not the gun that pulls the trigger. It's the person that pulls the trigger. And we have to protect our Second Amendment. We have to protect our Second Amendment.
Mr. President, you dealt with a lot of mass shootings when you were in office. This year, there have already been more than 200
Dave
mass
C. Fishing.
shootings in 2023.
Yeah.
If you are reelected, are there any new gun restrictions that you would sign into law?
I would do numerous things. For instance, schools, we would harden, very much harden. And I'm a very believer. I believe in teachers. I love teachers. I think they're incredible. And they love the children, not quite like the parents, but they love the children in many cases almost as much. Many of these teachers are soldiers, ex-soldiers, ex-policemen. They're people that really understand weapons, and you don't need 5% of the teachers would be more than you could ever have if you're going to hire security guards. But in addition to that, have security guards. You have to harden your entrances. You have to make schools safe.
I agree.
And you can make other places
I
safe.
agree.
But it is a big mental health problem
I
in this
agree
country
with
more
what
than
he's
anything
saying
else.
right
And remember,
now. I do agree
we have
with this one
700
thing.
million guns. 700 million. Many people, if they don't have a gun, they're not going to be very safe. I mean, if they don't have a gun, it gives them security. Now, you need them for entertainment. You need them for hunting. You need them for a lot of different things.
Thank
but
you.
there are people that, if they
Corrupt
didn't have
government
the privilege
you.
of having a gun in some form,
telling police to brutalize
many of them
people,
would
you
not be
asshole.
alive today. You know, there's a certain country that had a very strict policy on guns, very, very strict.
So then what's a reasonable alternative
Brazil.
for oil?
Okay.
Yeah,
Brazil,
we still don't know
very
shit about
strict. And
Stephen Paddock
the
because
former
of
president of
Milwaukee.
Brazil, and
Speaking of
the
Vegas.
killing was incredible. They were walking
Colored,
into
are you
people's
one of
homes
those
and killing
conspiracy
people.
theory
They had no protection. He said, go out and buy guns. People went
I mean,
out
what
and
do
bought
we wanna
guns,
know
and
about
it went
a
way
killer,
down. The
man?
numbers went way down because they had security. If you look at Chicago has the single
You think it was a
toughest
false
gun
flag?
policies in the nation. They
You
are
know,
so tough.
let's
you
not
can't
talk about
breathe.
false
New
flag.
York, too,
We're not going
and
to be
other
talking about
places
false
also.
flag incidents.
All of those places are
Because
the worst
every time we
and
start
most
talking about
dangerous
false flag
places.
incidents,
So
I always
that's
get
not the answer.
demonetized.
No new restrictions that you would
can't
sign if
afford
reelected,
any
Mr.
more
President. I want you to
half-
meet Julie
ultra-potent
Miles, a
half lines of
registered nurse from
Superman
Marietta.
vitality.
She's a Republican who voted for you in 2020. Julie, what's your question for the president?
Thank you, caller.
Thank you, Mr.
Disposition.
President.
Thank you.
I appreciate you answering this question this evening.
Over there on
how
the,
do you plan to
Rumble.
appeal to women voters in New Hampshire who are concerned about the Dobbs decision and how states may change their laws?
It's such a great question, and it was such a great victory, and people are starting to understand it now. You know that they
Dobbs.
wanted to bring it back to the states, but that was probably the least important part of that victory. Getting rid of Roe v. Wade was an incredible thing for pro-life because it gave pro-life something to negotiate with. Pro-life had absolutely nothing being stuck in Roe v. Wade to negotiate with.
Angela
and now
Justo.
what's happening, and I see it all
Meyer.
over, deals are
Meyer.
being made, deals are going
Shame
to be
on
made.
you, CNN, for giving him a
look,
platform.
Angela
everybody
Giusto.
that was
Well said.
president
I agree.
wanted to get
Shame
rid and
on
tried to get
CNN
rid
for
of
doing this.
Roe v. Wade.
You mean
for 50
Republicans?
years, Republicans. For 50 years, this has been going on.
But I gotta
Actually,
say,
a
I'm
couple of
glad we
Democrats
watched
too.
it
But for 50
because
years,
there were
this
some
has
real
been going
choice
on.
moments.
I was able to do it, and I was very honored to
And I'm
do it.
glad we captured
But by
them.
doing it, things are happening that are very, very positive. And you have to. I happen to believe in the exceptions.
Dave C.
Life of the
Fishing.
mother, rape,
CNN did it
incest,
for the
like
money.
Ronald
The
Reagan
ratings.
believed in the exceptions.
Lowest
but I
rating-
happen to
lowest
believe it.
ratings in 9 years.
I think it's frankly important to do
This
that,
is
but a
why
lot
they
of
have
people
Donald
are,
Trump
against that.
They don't have a choice.
relatively small number. But the way I look, I think it's very important to say this. I consider the other side to be radical because the other side, under Roe v. Wade and other things, the other side, they're radical because
Dave
they
C.
will.
Fishing.
Remember the debate
Yup,
with
fired
Hillary Clinton?
lemon.
They said, rip the baby out of the womb at the end of the 9th month. They will kill the baby in the 9th month. If you look at that crazy governor of Virginia
If
the
a
former
mom's gonna
governor,
die over it,
where he
yeah,
said,
they
no, the
will.
baby will be born, and then we'll decide essentially whether or not to execute
But
the
Mr.
baby.
President, can we talk about what you would do if
No,
you
but these
are,
are the
She's not
radical
very
people. It's
successful
not the
at
pro-life
interrupting
people
him,
that are
But if you
LOL.
are reelected
What
and
if
you're back
it
in
was
the Oval
his
Office
wife?
and you get legislation to your desk, would you
Donald
sign
Trump's
a federal
wife
abortion
is
ban
9
into
months
law?
pregnant, and they
What I
say, you
would
know
do is
what?
negotiate
Melania's
so that
going to die if
people
she
are
has the
happy.
baby.
But the fact
she
that
has
we
to
were able,
abort.
I
9
was able, I'm
months.
so proud
What
of
would
it.
Donald Trump
We
say,
put
everybody?
3 great justices on the Supreme Court. We have almost 300 federal judges on the Supreme Court.
He's such a fucking hypocrite. Because you know he'd abort that fucking baby in a heartbeat.
I said this. I want to do what's right, and we're looking, and we want to do what's right for everybody.
But what's right?
But now, for the first time, the people that are pro-life have negotiating capability because you didn't have it before. They could kill the baby in the 9th month or
Dave C.
after the
Fishing.
baby was born.
He's
now they
prop
won't
made
be able
women
to
But I
do
think
that.
this is a really important question for you to answer because this is something every Republican, including those who are running against you for the nomination, are being asked about is would you sign a federal abortion ban into law?
And many of them are going to give you the same answer as I am. First of all, I am honored to have done what I did. And a lot of people said, in 150 years, he's now the most consequential president because he saved so many lives. And I'm honored to have done it. And because of what I've done, we now have a great negotiating ability. That's what I do in life. I negotiate. We have a great negotiating ability, and I think we're going to be able to
But
get
what do you
something
mean
done.
negotiating ability? Because the question that
He's
Republicans
using
have,
women's rights to
and some of your
negotiate
allies
with.
on Capitol Hill said they want to
Over
introduce
the blood of
legislation
women.
when it comes to banning abortion. If they
He's
send
such
it
a
to your
piece of
desk,
shit.
would you sign it?
Some people are at 6 weeks. Some people are at 3 weeks,
Where's
2
President
weeks.
Trump?
President Trump is going to make a determination what he thinks is great for the country and what's fair for the country. But the fact that I was able to terminate Roe v. Wade after 50 years of trying, they worked for 50 years. I've never seen anything like it. They worked, and I was so honored to have done it. We are in a very good negotiating position right now, only because of what I was able to do. And remember this. Again, you talk about radicalism.
Where'd my
People
clock
that
go?
will kill a baby in the 9th month or the 8th month or
Where
the
did my
7th
clock
month
go?
or after the baby is born, they're the radicals, not the
I
pro-life
just want to
people.
give you one more chance, though, because you did not answer whether or not you'd sign a federal abortion ban or how many weeks into pregnancy you believe abortion should be banned.
Yeah, but I've
Can you
given
answer either
I've
of those
given you
tonight?
the answer probably 4 times
No
already.
law regarding
I'm
cannabis,
looking,
everybody
I'm
cares.
looking at a solution that's going to work. Very complex issue for the country. You have people on both sides of an issue, but we are now in a very strong position. Pro-life people are in a strong position to make a deal that's going to be good and going to be satisfactory for them. If you weren't able to get rid of, you wouldn't be having a discussion. If you weren't
Jerry
able to get
Lawton.
rid of Roe v. Wade,
Cheers.
which put pro-life in a dead position, a horrible position. They could kill the baby at any time they wanted to, but we did something that nobody thought was doable. And other Republican presidents, and others, by the way, they wanted to get it out. They also wanted to bring it back to the states, but bringing it back to the states is a less important issue
But that's why
than
it's
the
the
issue that
question
we
about a
just talked
federal
about.
abortion ban. You
Well,
did not say yes or no to that.
It
You did
depends
not say how many
depends
weeks.
what the deal is. Lindsey Graham's
You did not
a
say
good
how many
man.
weeks.
He's got an idea, and a lot of other people have an idea. And I look at all the
And a
different
lot of people
ideas,
will
and
be
I'll make
curious
the,
what
I'll
your
make the right
idea is on
decision.
that. President Trump, we've got more questions to come for you tonight.
I'll
We'll
make
be
the right
right back
decision for the
in just a moment.
He says, I'll make the right decision for the country. Dude, you don't know anything about women's rights. You're a fucking piece of shit. And you're the last person who should be determining what women's rights are. You fucking piece of human garbage.
En la Ciudad de México veo todos los días y en todas partes la lucha libre.
God,
Cuando
where's
subo
my
al ring,
mouse, man? Mute this shit. Fuck, dude, that's not my language. I don't speak that shit. What the fuck are you doing, CNN? Dude, what country is this? Jesus fucking Christ. You know what, man? I don't even want to watch any more fucking CNN right How long does this fucking piece of shit go for? Anybody know? God damn, did they just run a fucking Spanish-speaking commercial that I could not understand? Holy fucking shit, dude. That is fucking psychotic. Dude, television has gotten psychotic. Oh my God, man. Holy shit. Welcome to America. Dude, I bet you Donald Trump would have something to say about that. Oh my God. Fucking diversity, inclusion, and fucking whatever the fuck they call that shit. And he says, you know, they haven't even really addressed it, have they? He says the left tries to ram shit down your fucking throat.
Billy Bong
What
Thornton.
the fuck is this?
Next week CNN will host rehabilitation of the movie
bareback
Idiocracy.
kids? Do you guys see this shit? What is going on with CNN and advertising? Oh my God, dude, what is this garbage? Straight fucking garbage. God, I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. Hey, call me a fucking Archie Bunker. I don't care. I'm proud of it, dude. Fuck this garbage they're showing on television. That's generally a good sign you're over target. Mainstream media is dying, lol. They had to pull the Trump card. Right? It's her or the baby. Bye-bye, baby. It's right in the middle of the CNN broadcast. Cheers, guys. Lol, feeling it's mutual. Long gone are the days of Bernard Shaw. CNN is used. Oh, Bernard Shaw from CNN, man. Yeah, dude. Bernard Shaw before Wolf Blitzer. Bernard Shaw, man. I got you. Yeah, this is for ratings. Token Tony Z. Token Tony Z. Hey, Token Tony Z. Hey, he said I was funny. He said it. He said I was funny. You know, funny how? What do you mean I'm funny? This is for ratings because CNN is dying. Dude. I can't believe they got a bunch of lackeys to sit in there and fucking lap along with fucking with Trump, you know, just a bunch of fucking shills to just sit there and shill for freaking Trump. It's crazy. You see him say, drill, baby, drill, and she's like, yeah. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah. Let's do more polluting. Let's create more CO2. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Trump's so cool. Yeah, let's drill. And, oh, he's going to determine when's the right time for an abortion. Yeah, Donald Trump's going to determine. He looks at the camera and goes, I'll decide what's best for the country. I will decide what's best for the country. Dude, it's fucking psychotic. It's fucking psychotic.
Welcome back to CNN's Republican Presidential Town Hall with former President Donald Trump. President Trump, I'd like you to meet Jennifer Simmons. She is a stay-at-home mom and former town selectman from Wyndham. She's a Republican and she voted for you in 2020. Jennifer, what's your question tonight?
Good evening, Mr. President. Title 42 is expected to expire tomorrow. Our southern border and now our northern border are experiencing record migration. We learned on May 2nd that the Biden administration plans on deploying 1,500 troops to the southern border. Do you agree with deploying troops to the border, and how will a Trump administration slow down the rate of migrants coming across all our borders?
Sure. A very fair question, especially since tomorrow is going to be a day of infamy. You're going to have tens of thousands of people pouring into our country. Even the judge, the judge overruled them when they wanted to terminate it early, and he said, you know that you better extend this thing. The judge in Texas said, I hope you're going to extend this, but this is my policy that they're letting terminate because they lost in court. They wanted to go earlier. You're going to have millions of people pouring into our country right now at a level that nobody's ever seen before. These people are sick. Anybody that wants this to happen to our country, they're destroying our country, and this should not be allowed to happen. How they're not going to do a version of Title 42 or my Title 42, which was tough. If people are sick and have infectious diseases and lots of other problems, we don't want them being into our country. We have enough problems right now. We have problems like we've never had in the history of our country.
But Mr.
Our country,
President,
our country
the
is
reason
being
it's ending,
destroyed.
the reason it's
More,
ending
they
is
took
because the
AR
health
propaganda.
policy, the COVID era pandemic emergency is coming to an end. That's what Title 42 was. You put it in place because
That's
of COVID.
true, but you
When
have-
it comes to big questions about what your immigration policy would look like if you are reelected, some of your Republican rivals have criticized you for not fulfilling the promises that you made on the campaign trail, like finishing the border wall. So how do voters know that you would get those done if you're reelected?
I did finish the wall. I built a wall. I built hundreds of miles of wall, and I finished it. And then I said, we have to build some more because there are areas like water going through a dam. There are some areas where a lot of people are coming. You close up one, and they come into another. And we started another 100 miles of wall. In fact, I said to my people, if we start this and don't finish it, and then we had a rigged election, I'm sorry to say it.
The election was not rigged,
okay,
Mr.
good, I
President.
know.
You can't
I'm
keep
glad
saying
you
that all
said
night long.
And so
You cannot
then
keep saying
they
that the
took
election
over
was
and they
rigged.
decided not to finish it. It would have taken them 3 weeks. I built hundreds of miles of wall. If we didn't have it, it would be hard to believe it could be any worse. They're just letting people flow into our country. Look, a country has to have borders. There's never been anything like is happening to our country right now.
You built about 52 miles of new wall when you were in office,
It is.
Mr. President. It wasn't the complete wall. One other thing that with
No, but I have to
immigration,
respond to that.
with your immigration, it was only about
Okay,
52
can I
miles of
respond?
new wall.
This is what she does. I built hundreds of miles. Some of the wall was up there, and it would be laying on the ground, rusted, rotten steel, rusted, rotten wood, a little. And what the radical left, crazy Democrats did, if there's a piece of wood laying down, they consider that a wall. I built 30-foot walls that go down 7 feet into the ground. If there was a little piece of wood sitting in the ground, they said, oh, he's not building a wall. We already had a wall. Because this is the game. They're a party of disinformation.
It's not a game, Mr. President. It's about 52 miles of new wall. What other immigration policy you
I
had
built
when you were
new
in
wall.
office?
I built new wall.
52 miles,
for
according
hundreds
to
of miles.
CBP, Mr.
What I did is I
President.
replaced other wall that was laying down, that was up and rotting in the ground for 30 years. Some of it was steel that you couldn't
Mr.
even
President,
see.
it was only about 52 miles of new wall, but moving on, another immigration policy you had was the zero-tolerance immigration policy that separated families at the border. If you are reelected, are you ruling out instituting that?
Well, when you have that policy, people don't come. If a family hears that they're going to be separated, they love their family. They don't come. So I know it sounds harsh, but if you remember they said I was building prisons for children. It turned out that it was Obama that was building
But
the
would you
prisons for the children.
re-implement that if you're reelected? Is
Well,
that what you're saying?
we have to save our country, all right? We
So it
can't
sounds like
afford,
that's a yes.
No. When you say to a family that if you come, we're going to break you up, they don't come. And we can't afford to have any more. Look at New York City. Look what's happening. They're living in Central Park in New York City. The city is being swamped. Los Angeles is being swamped. Iowa is being swamped. Our whole country is being destroyed. Millions of people are coming into our country.
Those aren't
And you know what the
immigrants,
number's going
bro.
to be,
Those
in my
are
opinion, by the end of
Americans,
the year? Not
man.
the 4 million that
Those
you
are
hear, or the
homeless
3 million
people,
that
you
I think
dumbass.
it's going to be 15 million people. And in these people, they have no
God, he's an
idea where
idiot.
they come
Josh
from.
G.
They come from
I can
129
see the
different
years
countries
adding
so
up
far.
against him
120,
fast.
not just the
Mr.
four that we
Just
talked
to put a
about.
button on that, it sounds like what you're saying is that you're not ruling out re-implementing that immigration policy. I want to get to another voter. Caitlin Boissonneau is a student here at St. Anselm College. She's a Republican. This will be the first election that she has voted in.
She's an
What's her
idiot.
question for the President, Caitlin?
Hello, President Trump. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
The current administration has made it clear that we should continue to provide military equipment to Ukraine so that they can defend themselves. Do you support this decision, and how would you deal with the increasing threat posed by Vladimir Putin?
First of all, thank you very much. It's really nice. And it's an important question, so important, because we're giving away so much equipment. We don't have ammunition for ourselves right now. We don't have ammunition for ourselves. We're giving away so much. But here's the thing. I have to say it to start off. No longer matters. If I were president, this would have never happened. And even the Democrats admit that. Putin knew it would have never happened. And his pipeline would have never happened. A lot of things would have never happened. But this
Which
would never
Democrats
happen.
say that,
And
Mr.
all those
President?
dead people, both Russian and
Why
Ukrainian,
can't Russia supply
they wouldn't be
fuel,
dead today.
oil to
And
people?
all
Why
those
can't
cities
they
that are
be
blown up and disintegrated right to the
energy
ground, that wouldn't have
independent?
happened.
You
Okay.
fucking piece
now,
of shit.
here's the problem. We've given so far
God, he's such a
$171 billion. They've given, meaning European Union, which is approximately the same size altogether as our economy. They've given about 20.
They're
So
lion
we're at
colored.
170, let's say, and they're at 20.
I would think that he
you don't have to
repaired
know
some,
too
you
much
know,
about
but he
history
didn't
to
know the
realize,
number.
or geography,
He
to
should have had the
realize
number
that
of how
they're a
much
little
he's
bit more
repaired.
affected than we are.
How many
Okay,
miles of fence
so
he repaired.
they've got to put up a lot more money
And if he repaired
because they're
it, how
taking
high is
advantage
that?
of us like every other
Is that
country did.
32
That's why
feet?
I ended NAFTA and replaced it with the USMCA, Mexico,
But on
Canada.
this issue, Mr. President, I should know, I don't know any Democrats who have said they don't believe Putin would have invaded if you were president. But her question is, would you continue to give Ukraine money and weapons if you're elected? What's the answer?
I have a very good relationship with President Zelensky because, as you know, he backed me up with the phony impeachment hoax #1 when he said the president didn't do anything wrong. So
That was
I
when
happen
you
to
asked him
like.
for an
So I
investigation in
happen to
exchange
like.
for
Yeah, that's right.
weapons.
And I was totally exonerated, by the way. Just a waste of time and money.
You were impeached over that. You were impeached over that. But let's stay on topic here, Mr. President, because the question is, would you give Ukraine weapons
I was
and funding?
impeached by a crazy woman named Nancy
But
Pelosi.
the question here is, would you give Ukraine weapons and funding if you were
I
elected?
would sit down. Let me just put it a nicer way. If I'm president, I will have that war settled in 1 day, 24 hours.
How would you settle that war in 1 day?
Because I'll meet with Putin, I'll meet with Zelensky. They both have weaknesses and they both have strengths. And within 24 hours, that war will be settled. It'll be over. It'll be absolutely
Do you
over.
want Ukraine to win this war?
I don't think in terms of winning and losing. I think
you
in
go.
terms of getting it settled.
That's
so we
the
stop
greatest
killing
thing
all
he's
these
ever
people
said.
and breaking down.
That makes sense. I agree.
What do you?
Wow, that's two things.
Can I just follow up on that? You
But
said
one
you
of the
don't
things
think in
you have
terms
to
of
do is
winning
you
and
have to
losing.
get you have
Mr.
to get
President, can I
Europe.
just follow up on that because that's a really important
Excuse me,
statement
let me
that you
just
just
follow
made
up.
there.
Important!
Can you say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war?
I want
said
everybody
important.
to stop dying. They're dying. Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying.
Exactly.
And I'll have that done. I'll have that done in 24 hours. I'll have it done. You need the power of the presidency to do it.
You know
But you
that
won't
that
say
would
that you
help
want
our
Ukraine
economy
to
right
win.
there.
You
You know
Just
what I'll
stop
say?
sending
I'll
money
say
over
this.
there.
I want Europe to put up more money because they're in for 20 billion. We're in for 170, and
that's
they
not
should
an
be.
answer about who
And they
should
should
win the war.
equalize. They have plenty of
170
money.
billion.
They should equalize. I got with NATO.
But I'm
when I
asking
sat
you
down,
about
I got
Ukraine
them
right
to
now,
put up
Mr.
hundreds
President.
Shut
of
up,
billions
Caitlin.
of dollars that they weren't
Let
paying
him
under
fucking
Obama
talk.
and Bush
Finally making
and all
sense.
of these other presidents. That's why they're able to help them fight the war because of the money I got. But I
let's
want
talk about
Europe
what's
to.
happening
No,
in
let's
Ukraine.
not talk
I
about
want Europe to put
Let
up
him
more money
finish.
because they're laughing at us. They think we're a bunch of jerks. We're spending $170 billion for faraway land, and they're right next door to that land, and they're in for 20. I don't think so.
When it comes to what's happening there, when you were in office, you said that you respected President Putin. Do
Yeah, I
you
do.
still respect him today?
He made a tremendous mistake. He was a smart guy, you know. I remember I said he was smart, she was smart. They
What
said
was his
he
mistake?
said President Xi of China, right, is smart. Okay, 1.5 billion people. He's the ruler of 1.5 billion people. I said, yeah, he's a smart guy. How dare he say he's smart? Of course he's smart. They want you to say he's a stupid person. Okay, he's not a stupid person. He's very smart. He's very cunning. And Putin made a bad mistake, in my opinion.
What was his mistake?
His mistake was going in. He would have never gone in
God,
if
he's
I was
making
president.
nothing but
we used to
sense
talk
right
about
now.
it. Yeah.
Fucking
Do you
crazy.
believe that he is a war
There's like
criminal?
a moment of sanity.
Do you believe
here.
that Putin is a war criminal? He's responsible for the deaths of thousands
Well,
of
He's
I
as
think
much a
this-
war
I think
criminal
it's
as
something
Obama.
that should not be discussed now. It should be discussed later because
He's
right now
as
we
much
have
a
to
war
get a
criminal
war.
as
If
any
you say
other
he's a war
president.
criminal, it's going to be a lot tougher to make a deal to get this thing stopped. Because if he's going to be a war criminal, where people are going to go and grab him
Josh
and
G.
execute him,
Is this real
he's going to
life
fight a lot
LOL?
harder than he's fighting, you know, under the other circumstance. That's something to be discussed at a later date.
But isn't it
Right now,
important
we
to
want
call
to
it
get
what
that
it
war
is?
settled. And I'm not talking about the money either. I'm talking about all the lives that are being. The number of people being killed in that war is far greater than you're hearing. When they blow up a city and those buildings come pouring down and then they say 2 people were injured, no. Hundreds and thousands of people are being killed, and we have to get that war settled.
We have more with former President Trump. Right after this, we're going to take a quick
says they're
break. and
lying
we'll be
about
back
the
with
numbers.
questions from voters right after that.
I gotta say, bro, I'm so glad we kept it on. We kept watching, man. He really did make sense. Everything he just fucking said for the last 5 minutes totally made sense. Does anybody have a problem with anything he said in the last 5 minutes? Except that it came out of Donald Trump's fucking mouth hole? I mean, because I got a problem with that. But, I mean, that aside, That's what I say, isn't it? Color disposition, are we good? Hey. Hey, color disposition, are we good? Are you sitting down? What are you doing? You. Are you good? Color disposition, are you good? Where are you? Color disposition. Where are you? Where did you go, color disposition? I think we
Josh
lost,
G.
I think we lost color.
I liked his response where he said, I don't think in terms of winning and losing.
I know. I agree with that. You
Billy
know,
Bong
the whole
Thornton.
winning.
Made sense.
He's the one.
Her asking if he wants Russia or Ukraine to win 3
You're going
damn
to win
times
so
didn't
much,
make
you're going to be
sense.
tired of
LOL.
winning. Remember, he made such a big deal about winning. His whole thing has been competitions and winning and win. And now all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I don't look at things as winning as losing. Okay, that's a lie. But at the same time, I agree with you. You shouldn't look at things like that. With this, they need to just, end it. Sit down. I don't know how many times I've said this, guys, on the show. So if Donald Trump is going to say that and Joe Biden isn't going to say that, that's something that I want you to look at. The one thing's for sure, man, women's rights are not going to
Chuck
improve
Diesel.
under Donald Trump.
Trump is the man, bro. That's all I can say.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Chuckles. I love you, but you're an... Don't ever fucking say that shit to me, man. Donald Trump is not the man, and don't call me bro after you say that garbage. He doesn't give a fuck about women's rights, and neither do you. Dude, your wife is 9 months pregnant, and the doctor says, the woman you love, bro, she's gonna
Chuck
die
Diesel.
if she gives birth.
I love you.
Listen to me, Chuckles. Your wife is gonna die unless we abort the baby at 9 months. What do you say, Chuckles? Guess I'm having a baby, raising him by myself. Bye-bye, honey. Thanks for the kid. Is that what you do? Let me know. This is all it's about, bro. This is all it comes down to is women's rights. How does Chuckles feel about women? Are they human beings too, man? How did you get on this planet, bro? Didn't you have a mother? Didn't all of us have moms? Isn't that how we all got here? We're gonna let this motherfucking cunt take their rights away and laugh at
Chuck Diesel. I love women.
Well, obviously not enough, bro, because you're not seeing things clearly, man. You're not seeing it, man, and I don't know why you're not seeing that. That's important. That is very important that you see that, Chuckles.
Important.
Important. Billy, is that Billy?
Chuck Diesel.
It's important that you
for their
say
rights all the way.
important because that's the
You'll fight for
proper
their rights.
important way to
Well,
say it.
then don't say that Donald Trump is the man. You say Donald Trump said fucking 2 things that made sense. Wow, broken clock is only right twice a day. And give him credit for that. And that's it, bro. He's not the man. He's a fucking cunt. I spit on that motherfucker. And if you were standing in my way, I'd fucking knock you out of the way so I could spit on that motherfucker. That's how I feel about Donald Trump. Man, you need to fucking see that shit, bro. If you don't see it, you need to learn.
Back to CNN's Republican presidential
this
town hall with
motherfucker's a
more
clown
President Trump.
bitch.
President Trump, we have a lot more voters' questions, I should note,
I
in
love
here
you,
in New Hampshire
Chuckles.
to
I
get
do,
to. But I
man.
also want to
Just
talk about some of
don't
the
get in
other
between me and Trump.
investigations that you're facing.
I
We
wanna
talked
spit
about
on it.
others at the top, but one of those is the special counsel's investigation into classified documents that were
Sure.
found at Mar-a-Lago. Why did you take those documents with you when you left the White
I
House?
had every right to under the Presidential Records Act. You have the Presidential Records Act. I was there and I took what I took and it gets declassified. Biden, on the other hand, he has 1,850 boxes. He had boxes sent to Chinatown, where they don't speak even English in that Chinatown we're talking about.
I got to stop
Nobody
you right
talks
there
about it if
because
they talk about us. Just so you understand, I had every right to do it. I didn't make a secret of it. You know, the boxes were stationed outside of the White House. People were taking pictures of the GSA and the various people.
I got to stop you right there,
that
though,
were
because the
moving.
Presidential Records Act, which is not well known to a lot of people, I read it. It does not say that you can take documents with you. It says actually that they are the property of the federal
It says you talk,
government.
you
when
negotiate,
leave.
you make a deal. It's not criminal, by the
It
way.
does not-
It's
it does
the
not say that you
Presidential
can
Records Act is
negotiate.
not criminal. And just so
It does
you
not
know,
say you can negotiate to
just so
take the
you-
documents with you.
Can I tell you? Just so you understand,
I'm sorry,
the
the screen's
Presidential
small.
Records Act is not criminal. I took the documents I'm allowed to. You know who else took them? Obama took them. Nixon took them.
Obama did
Reagan
not
took
take
them.
documents.
Oh, he didn't?
The difference here that I'd like
Take
to
a
know.
look. Reagan
National
took
Archives
them.
says that President Obama
Even
did
Jimmy
not
Carter,
take
even Mike
documents.
Pence had some documents, and he's a
You
very
referenced
honorable
Pence,
guy.
you referenced
But you know who
Biden.
took them more than anybody is Joe Biden. He has 1,800 boxes.
That's
And
not
nobody
accurate,
even
Mr.
knows where
President,
they
and you
are.
know that.
1,800, and nobody talks about him.
Mr. President,
And they
that's
put
not
and
accurate.
they put a rough guy on us, and they.
She opens up the
Mr.
line of
President, to actually
questioning.
set the record straight here. They took documents, including President or Vice President Pence. When they realized they had documents, they turned them back over. The
Aaron
difference
ID.
is that you waited to
She
turn
acts
yours
like
over, and it was a
Biden's
year and a
boss.
half
I know.
after they
Everyone on
included a
CNN does.
subpoena with those
fucking
documents.
hate it.
One question about
It
what happened
included
when
a
you had
raid
those
on my
documents.
house. That's what it included.
But
They
you'd
didn't
get
raid.
you'd gotten a
They didn't
subpoena,
raid
and they had not
Biden's
been
house.
turned over yet.
They didn't raid Biden's house. You know what happened? They put him in the house. That's the one with the Corvette, where the documents were laying all over the floor. That was fine. And you know who happens to be at Mar-a-Lago? Secret Service, and they're phenomenal. I have Secret Service. He didn't have Secret Service. The other thing, the vice president cannot declassify. He didn't have the right to declassify. He has documents from when he was a senator. And even Democrat senators say it. I can't believe
Dude,
it.
I will
No,
say this. I
went by
hate
the
Trump so
Presidential
much.
Records Act.
That's
and
not what
we
the
were
Presidential
negotiating
Records Act
with
says.
NARA.
Okay.
That's not what it says.
But
NARA
he's on
has a
fire,
red
and
flag,
she's
a thing
just
called
fueling
the
his fire.
Constitution of the United
he's-
States
he's-
and the
he's
Bill of Rights because
burning all
they
over
consider
her
this
right
Mr.
now.
President,
dangerous
that's not what it
documents.
says,
Those
and
are
I
the
should
people we're
know.
dealing
And
with.
I should note that there is a special counsel investigating your document situation, also President Biden's document situation. When it comes to your documents,
Chuck
did you ever
Diesel.
show those classified documents
Cheers.
to anyone?
Cheers, brother.
Not
Time
really.
T
I would
smoke.
have the right to. By the
Aaron
way, they were
ID.
What do you mean, not
declassified
really?
after.
Look at the pure
Not that
disgust
I
in
can
her
think
face,
of.
haha.
Let me just tell you,
Chuck
I have
Diesel.
the absolute right to do whatever
Time
I want
to.
with them. I have the right. I was negotiating
He's
with
been on
NARA.
fire
You know
the
what
whole
NARA
night.
is?
The National Archives.
Extremely
But you don't
extremely
negotiate
left group
with
of
them.
people. Extremely left. And I was negotiating with
They're
them.
not
All of a
left,
sudden,
they're
they
bipartisan.
raided my house. They didn't raid the house of Joe Biden. They didn't raid Obama.
But Joe Biden didn't ignore a subpoena to get those documents back like
Joe
you
Biden
did. And so
took
that's the question.
1,850 boxes.
But that's the question that investigators have, I think, is why you held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return
Are
them.
you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's
You
the
mind?
answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to. You're a nasty person.
Oh my
Aaron
God!
ID.
Oh my God!
She's going to go home and say, well, that didn't go as
I was
planned.
negotiating.
CNN has
we were
to reach for
talking
the stars
to
nowadays
NARA,
for
that's
views.
Washington, to bring whatever they want. They can have whatever they want.
Cheers.
When we
Oh my
left
God.
Washington,
She
we had
just
the
says
boxes
important
lined up on the
wrong.
sidewalk
But
outside
she's
for
not a
everybody.
nasty
People
person.
are taking
She's
pictures
great
of them.
at what
Everybody
she
knew we
does.
were taking those boxes. And the GSA, Government Service, the GSA was the one taking them.
Josh
They
G.
brought them down to Mar-a-Lago. We were
LOL.
negotiating with NARA. All of a sudden, they raid our house.
Stephen.
When Biden had his documents,
Dyke
he won't give back the 1,850 boxes. And you're going to find some real gems in there.
But it was
So
Biden
you
who
can't have
alerted
all
them that
these
he had
different
the
sets of-
documents.
all
The
these
National
different
Archives
sets of-
reached out to you to get your documents back. Why did you not turn them over when you got a subpoena
Because we were
asking for you to turn
negotiating
them
with
over?
them. We were negotiating with them as per the Presidential Records Act. We were negotiating with NARA.
But that's not what the
Very nice
Presidential Records
people,
Act says. I've
but they
seen
got to
it.
love our Constitution a little bit more, and they shouldn't red flag it, by the way. Very nice people. We were negotiating with NARA, and that's what the Presidential Records Act says, because Richard Nixon, surprisingly, had
Did you
problems.
look in my room?
And he had a lot of problems dealing with NARA, and they ended up passing
that's why
legislation
they
called the
created it.
Presidential
Right.
Records Act, just for this kind of a thing. We were
My
dealing
last
with them.
question
We were
on this
talking.
sub- on
Excuse
this
me. Wait a
subject,
minute.
Mr.
Wait.
President.
We were talking to them. We would have done it, but all of a sudden they raided the house. Now, why hasn't the FBI raided Biden?
But I just explained to you
Why?
why.
No.
It's because they alerted the
1,850
government that they
okay.
had those documents and had them come and get the documents
Why
from
did
his
Biden-
house.
no, they
My
didn't
question
take
for you, though, when it comes to documents, do you still have any classified documents in your possession?
Are you ready?
Do you?
No, I don't have
Imauditus.
anything. I have no
Good morning,
classified
Nick.
documents. And by the way, they become automatically declassified when I took them. But
No, you
why?
have to declassify
Let me
them.
ask you a question. Why is it that Biden had 9 boxes in Chinatown? and he gets a lot of money from China. Why is that? And
There
why,
is no
why
evidence
aren't
of that,
people?
Mr. President. No, you cannot
why
say
aren't
that. There
people
is no
bringing that
evidence
up?
of that, Mr.
And
President.
why don't they put this
What
guy
you're
Jack
referring
Smith
to
and his
is an
group
office that he
of
had.
thugs?
Mr.
Why don't
President,
they put him in charge of that?
I need to stop you right there because there's no evidence of what you just said there. What you're referring to there is an office that he had after leaving
That's at the University
vice
of Pennsylvania.
presidency.
Well,
he had a temporary office. But I want to ask you about another investigation
You're so
that you're
wrong.
facing.
You don't know the subject.
I do know the subject,
He had
and
one
I do
at
know
University
the
of
facts, Mr.
Pennsylvania,
President.
but he also had
I want to
9
move on to
boxes
another
in
investigation
Chinatown.
that you're facing, which is the one that's
She doesn't
happening
understand.
in Georgia, where they are investigating there your efforts to overturn the election results in the state of Georgia.
did
At the
nothing. It was
center
a
of
perfect
that,
phone call.
let me finish my question. At the center of that is that call that you had with the Secretary
Perfect
of State,
call.
Brad Raffensperger.
Yeah, sure.
Given the fact that there are indictments expected to come in that case this summer, is that a call you would make again today?
Yeah, I called questioning the election. I thought it was a rigged election. I thought it had a lot of problems. I had I guess he's Secretary of State. I called. Listen to this. There are like 7 lawyers on the call, many of them from there. We're having a call. We're having a normal call. Nobody said,
Listen to
oh,
this.
gee, he shouldn't have said that. Why? If this call was bad, I questioned the election.
You
if
asked
this
him to
call
find
was
you
bad,
votes.
I didn't ask him to find anything. Let me
We've
just tell
heard
you,
the audio
if
tape,
this
Mr.
call
President.
was
There's an
bad,
audio of you asking him to
I
find you
said,
11,000
you owe
something
me votes because the election was rigged. That election was rigged. And if this call was bad, why didn't him and his lawyers
worry
hang
about the
up?
light, I'll turn it
How
off.
dare you say that? This was a perfect
Well, they were
phone
clearly
call.
concerned enough. They recorded the call, and I should note that, of
This
course,
was a call that was made to question the results of election. And when we can't make a call to question election results, then this country ought to just forget about it.
you weren't just questioning the election results.
You ought to
were
just
asking
forget
him to
about
find you
it.
votes. And I should note
Billy.
that there is
Oh,
no
Billy.
evidence of fraud. There is no rigged election in the state of Georgia. I want to get back to the audience, though, Mr. President, because those are false claims you're making about what happened in Georgia. Jordan Sullenberger is here. He's an
I
undeclared
wear
voter from
different socks
Hollis.
every
He
day.
voted for you
I
in
don't
2020.
sexually assault
Jordan, what is your
anybody.
question for
Forget
President
about
Trump?
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Thank you very much.
I'm 26. I'm a veteran. I help manage a private aviation company.
You want a job?
I'd love one. Yeah.
I'm
Chuck
looking for
Diesel.
somebody very good.
LOL
I'm not for
T0SJ.
mandates or government interference in private business, but I've
Right.
seen Republicans going after us like DeSantis after Disney.
Right.
What would you do as president to protect us from government interference?
Well, I'm the one that really wants to protect you. All of these fake investigations of me are about election interference. They think because
Chuck
I'm
Diesel.
leading Biden by 11
Might as
points,
well have
7
Biden in
points,
her
9
mouth.
points, I'm leading
I
DeSanctimonious
agree.
by
I agree.
a lot. By 40 points or 45 points.
All
I
of
think
them
you ought
at
to just
CNN,
relax
bro.
and take
All
it
of them
easy
at
and think about the future,
MSNBC.
because right now his future's not looking so good. I will tell you this. We are really putting it to Biden, but he's putting it to himself because the economy stinks, inflation is horrible, and the border is a disaster. And by the way he got out of Afghanistan was the single most embarrassing moment in the history of our country.
Mr. President, I have one more question for you here tonight, and I think while we're in front of the voters here in New Hampshire, this is a fundamental question for you. You are running in the 2024 race. If you are the Republican nominee and you are in that 2024 race, will you commit tonight to accepting the results of the 2024 election?
Yeah, if I think it's an honest election, absolutely, I would.
Will you commit to accepting
No
the
election.
results of
He
the
doesn't
election
find any
regardless
election to
of
be
the
honest.
outcome?
You want me to answer it again? If I think it's an honest election,
You
I would
never
be
do.
honored to.
After
And
60
right
court
now, we are
cases,
so
you
far
still
ahead,
say it's
both
not.
Democrat and
So
Republican.
you're an idiot.
And you know what? If I don't win, this country is going to be in big trouble. It's so sad to see what's happening.
But no commitment there on the accepting the results regardless of the outcome.
If it's an honest election, correct, I will.
Okay, so not committing to accepting the 2024 election results or acknowledging what happened in 2020.
Go ahead.
President Trump, I want to thank you for coming here tonight. This is an important conversation with
Important.
voters to hear and to have. Thank you to our audience and to our host, St. Anselm College. CNN's coverage continues with Anderson Cooper and Jake Tapper.
Are they going to shake hands?
I
or anything?
accept what happened before it happened. I accept whatever happened.
I wonder if there you go. They're shaking hands. That's nice. There. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him shake her hand. She did an excellent job.
I like you guys. We love New Hampshire. Thank you, Winnie. Good luck, Winnie.
She fucking crucified him.
Thanks, everyone.
And he
We're looking there at
he
St.
did
Anselm
great,
College
too.
in Manchester, New Hampshire.
gotta give
Tonight's
him
St.
credit,
Anselm
man.
Hall, moderated by Caitlin Collins. The first of the 2024 presidential campaign is now in the books. Good evening from New York.
Slanderson is here.
Oh, from Washington, it was an interesting night. Mr. Trump's first lie was told just seconds into the night with his false familiar claim that the 2020 election was, quote, a rigged election.
Yes, of course.
And the falsehood.
We know where that's going to go, of course.
Billy Bong Thornton.
Let's just.
It's annoying when she talk over people.
Yes, that is, dude, bro. Billy Bong.
Well, hold on.
100%. You're 100% correct. Then when Billy's talking right now, I'm going to talk over Billy. That's exactly how annoying it is. It's so obnoxious. And she should have shut the fuck up and let him finish. If he was filibustering, that was one thing. But she was leading him into questions and into topics, and then he was going to expound on them, and then she would start talking over him. Billy Bong was right. That was stupid. It fucking pissed me off. So unprofessional. What were you going to say, Billy?
I said he was probably grabbing her pussy the whole time.
She's excellent, bro. I gotta tell you, man, she was hitting him like he likes to say, hitting him. She was freaking hitting the fuck out of him on every single lie that he said, and she just wouldn't let anything go. I couldn't believe it. She's like, no, we're not finishing this until I get my say in here. She had to have the last word on everything times 10. It was crazy. She had to drill down all of her points. It's like she had some producer in her ear going, say it again, 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 you know?
Found it.
God bless America. That was intense, bro. It went over an hour. I bet you Anderson was pissed. He's like, dude, I was supposed to be live 12 fucking minutes ago. You fuckers. What are you doing? I wonder if that was intentional. That was weird, wasn't it?
Jimmy Dore probably liked it because the longer it goes on, the longer the dye gets to set into his hair.
Bro, everybody benefits. The longer Trump is on CNN, CNN benefits, Trump benefits, Caitlin Collins, his audience, everybody, bro. It's advertisers. Dude, do you know who's advertising most of the time on that?
Except black people.
Do you know who's advertising most of the time on that?
They're shit out of luck. Whoa.
Billy.
What?
Do you know who's advertising mostly on that?
The cartel.
No, I'm being serious. I'm asking you a serious question. Did you see the advertising?
Yeah.
It was Ron DeSantis almost the whole time.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'm surprised Joe Exotic's lawyer didn't advertising.
No, dude, it makes perfect sense, man. Ron DeSantis has millions and millions of dollars. He's going to be running for president of the United States against Donald Trump. This was a perfect opportunity for him to combat Donald Trump during this freaking thing. You know, he's trying to steal the spotlight at the same time, and while he's stealing the spotlight, he's also getting his name out there more. You know, fucking piece of shit.
Man, I'm worried about Chris Kringle real bad because first we got Ron DeSantis causing a wave, and then we got George Santos gets arrested. And what's next? Santa Claus is going to be arrested on rape allegations.
Santa Claus was the big lie that indoctrinated the world. This is
Old Saint Nicholas.
Santa Claus is why everyone loves Trump. Because it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good to be lied to. You get presents when you're getting lied to. You know? Oh, Santa's going to come down the chimney. It's Santa bringing you these gifts. Oh, okay, that's a lie. Okay, but I'm 11 years old and I figured it out. But if I tell them, well, then they might not bring me the gifts, so you fucking buy into it. And you're like, yeah, Santa.
Next.
Yeah, Santa's coming. What the fuck's Santa going to get me? Oh, yeah, this shit's at Walmart, by the way, Mom. Tell Santa.
Next to St. Martin.
Tell Santa that racetrack I want's at fucking Walmart on sale. But, you know, I'm waiting for fucking Santa and oh yeah, put them cookies out. Put them cookies out.
Billy Bong Thornton. Santa touched my no-no-s.
Who eats the cookies, Mom? The cookies are always gone in the morning.
Billy.
Who eats the fucking
Billy Bong,
cookies, Mom?
He's asking Santa to touch.
Is that why you're so much? Is that why you're so
doesn't seem
overweight, Mom? You're eating
Santa
the
would
cookies,
never
Mom.
do that.
You eat
Unless
Santa's
we're
cookies, Mom. You eat Santa's cookies, Mom. So
you ever notice that Billy Bong's the kind of guy that like would want the mall Santa to touch him? Maybe like pass him a note. Be like, the note. Be like, hey man, touch my crotch.
I don't know who Billy Bong Thornton is. I have no idea. At least you're actually a human being. He could be anybody, bro. He could totally be the king of all trolls. I have no idea who he is. He's just a cartoon face to me.
Where's Matt? Billy Bong's making me feel dirty. I don't like it. I want to talk to a superior.
Billy Bong Thornton isn't even his real name. He's just a sham of a shell of a human. He's a freaking lie. You're living a lie, Billy Bong Thornton. We all know it's not your name.
Thornton. Oh, righty, right, Thornton. Watermelon stuff.
It'd be so funny if it was like Scoob. Hey, Scoob, is that why you're never here, Scoob? Scoob's been Billy Bong Thornton all this time. Okay, so I'm gonna go like say 1815. That sounds.
I'm gonna get mad in here. He's pissing me off. You should be here already.
1815. Let me see what's going on right here. Bethau. That didn't work.
Told him to come back, Pinos. Whatever that means to him. That's what he's gonna do.
Now we're gonna do via. No, now we're gonna do via. That was weird how I had to use the camera, bro, for that. That was really weird. I had to use the freaking camera because that CNN wouldn't show up on video. It only came up as a black screen. So weird, man. Dude, I forgot to do my dab. What time did I say?
You should probably do that.
I think. What time is it? Too late?
No, it's never too late.
No law regarding cannabis. Here, doing.
Oh, that's not him. Getting tired though, boys.
Fuck that, it's 9 o'clock, Daddy. Dads don't get tired. They play poker.
Alright, let's play some poker. Let's play some poker.
Bro, is it possible
for...
I bet you there's a way for people to play poker over the internet. Wouldn't that be cool as shit?
Well, yeah, it's on
Dave C.
poker.
Fishing. Cheers, trends.
Chuckles.
I forgot you guys fucking were in here.
Why did you forget about us, Chuckles? I don't believe that. I think you just hate us.
If you realize how many Discord servers I have on here, dude.
Yeah, but this is us, bro.
Oh, trust me, I know. I keep my main Discord. I just forgot you guys were actually like in here talking. I was like, oh shit, they're in there.
Dude, is Matt G back? Oh my god.
I'm back, bro.
Back from virtual reality, covered in motor oil, sperm, and regret.
That is what you said. That is what Billy said.
Where's Ice been, dude? Has he been playing?
Yeah, he's playing COD right now, I guarantee it. He doesn't play in our server. He forgot we have a server and a show. He kicked my ass if you heard me say that.
I haven't been playing COD very much lately. I was playing ranked for a while, and then I took a break.
That sound is me muting myself in case you guys aren't.
Dude, my mother, bro. God damn it. Dude, Mom's gonna be pissed, Billy. Sounds like a slumber party. Oh, she's gonna come out here and be like, dude, you need to do something about Billy. I hear Billy. All I hear is Billy. Oh, dude, Punch Up Podcast is live.
Because there is a pact with their government. We are the only of 33 developed nations, however that is qualified. We are the only one that doesn't have some form of universal health care.
What is that called? The Trump?
We have not, people can't exist on minimum wage in this country, and we have not raised it in almost 20 years. I mean, what are we doing? Of course people are losing their minds. There is no community effort from our government, and so everybody's told, you do you, pull yourself up from your bootstraps, rugged individualism. They have pushed that into our brains for 50 years.
Absolutely, and that's supposed to be what you're starting out as a high school.
That's speaking to the views to the issue from his perspective as a homeless person, but the other piece of society is that this public murder was allowed because it's dividing people into teams. It's like
what is he talking about?
And what's the purpose of that? I mean, I think the purpose is that our government knows they're going to have to control the people that are out of control, the people that aren't getting their needs met. And so that's why the police covered this up. That's why the police are going after protesters. I mean, you had a Pulitzer Prize journalist arrested in the protest, and they were beating up protesters too.
Yeah. Well, and we just saw a totally peaceful protester down in Atlanta, Cop City, shot, dozens
with his hands
up. With his hands up dozens of times, and of course it.
Okay, yes, they're talking about protesters getting shot by police. Yeah, man, like you're not allowed to protest in the United States anymore. They make a really good point, man. It's really scary. It's what's supposed to be. That's what America is supposed to be about. Billy! Oh, Billy is here, everybody. Billy. I can't hear Billy, luckily. Luckily, Billy's muted.
Damn real well. He's muted.
He's so funny, dude. So fucking funny.
I was agreeing with you that whole time. Now I'm gonna mute and say what I'm supposed to.
You're hilarious. Dude. Let me see if I can grab.
Closer to 10 or 20. Let's see here. Closer to 20. I'll catch up. Did we smoke for 420?
No, I don't. I've got a bong packed. I'm ready to go. So, cheers for 420. No longer going cannabis.
Cheers.
So, they are going to make protesting completely illegal, and they'll come up with all sorts of reasons. You're too loud. You didn't get the right permit. You weren't supposed to be here. But we see how they treat the Proud Boys. We see how they treat people who are trying to deny access to abortion centers. They're fine with them.
Yep, and the guy that murdered Neely, same thing, because he's acting in a way that the police would have acted. So he's a vigilante on the right side of justice, which is the same excuse as the Proud Boys. It's like,
who's that kid who shot people?
whatever his fucking name is.
Yeah. Anyway, which is why, again, when Biden gives more money to cops, and then people say you can't vote, you have to vote for Biden or you're helping fascism.
When he gives more money to Cox.
They're pushing the police state harder than the right would ever be able to.
Yeah.
And New York is a good example. I mean, New York they took COVID money and gave to police departments.
Yep. And again, just like every other thing, it's such a systemic problem, even like back in our COVID segment, and we didn't show this, but all these people, there was just a big article on them that first they got long COVID, and then it made them homeless because they were in the gig economy, because we don't have living wages, we don't have free health care. So when you get sick, you can't go to work, and you're living paycheck to paycheck, as we know, like what, 70% of the country, 68% is like, so that is why you're seeing more and more homeless people. I mean,
yeah, well, and half the country can't afford $1,000. They don't have $1,000 saved up. So
yeah.
Bullshit. Look at how expensive your copays could put you over the $1,000. Your copays, if you have coverage, and it
And
is
you can be paying
somehow
thousands of dollars a
by
month
telling
for
people
coverage,
dick
and
was
then
cut
you'll
off.
be
I just
denied
sit
your
in the
claims.
corner and be like, I need $1,000.
What do you do? There's no way, to not go to work at some point. I mean, you're not paid to stay home with COVID, for a long enough period of time. They're pushing people to get back into work in hospitals. People are working at hospitals, being told, come in as soon as your fever breaks with COVID and start working.
I don't know, Pat. Where's our timeline cleanse?
Shut up,
I
Matt.
need to read this because Eugene Debs is such a hero. I'd rather vote for something I want and not get it than vote for something I don't want.
I don't
and
care
get
what
it.
you're
yeah,
eating.
I will
Shut
never, ever vote for corruption.
That was
again.
Matt, not
I
me.
did it in 2016.
Hacking my
I
sounds.
voted
Piece of
for
shit.
Hillary. Not in the primary, obviously. I hated her. But I still voted for her because of Trump, and I will never, ever do that again.
I mean, the bottom line is people need to drop this notion that somehow Democrats and electoral politics will save us. If you want to support Marianne or RFK and whatever, great, but that's not going to get us there. We have to protest, we have to disrupt, we have to change, we have to get attention, which is the biggest thing that's not happening because the media is involved in all this. So
yeah, we need more unions, more strikes, more Shamasawants, worker strike back.
Yeah.
Yes, tell me.
Well, I'm just saying, so as depressing as it is that we have all this stuff and it's like, fuck it all, people need to give up hope on some level. I'm an accelerationist in the sense that people need to see how bad it is for any of this to have a chance to be fixed. And if you think, well, maybe Biden Part 2 is going to fix this somehow,
We'll push them left.
you're fucking crazy. It's
Yeah.
not going to happen. So people need a shock of reality that we need to do this on our own.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, there was certainly way more protesting, and and that was the other thing is the Black Lives Matter protests. Just not only totally shut down, but also made unpopular in the last 2 years. I mean, not for us, but
Used as an excuse to defund the police was used by Democrats as their excuse for losing.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get out. Do we have any? We have one positive timeline cleanse, right? The one I didn't see it.
The hand one.
Let's do it.
Okay.
We
This
need
is
to cleanse
interesting.
and
Yeah.
end on something sort of happy. I hope.
It's
Lila,
not
don't let me
happy.
down.
It's not happy. It's just interesting. If you want happy, we should do the fuck it all song again, honestly.
Did he
We
just
can do
speak
the other one
Chinese?
another time.
Fuck it all.
I don't think so.
See? For sure Chinese. And man wasn't paying attention. He for sure was fucking off. I saw
The
it.
truth is, and I know we know this, we do give a fuck. That's why we're all here. It's out of love on some level. It really is. It is just so sad that this is whom we're stuck with. But let's keep fighting the good fight. Keep punching up.
That was
Keep
Chinese
finding
again.
Times to come together in solidarity, because honestly, I feel like that's the only way day to day to kind of fight our way out of this. And yes, love
Sports
will
strikes.
win over hate.
Sports strikes, amplify strikes, get involved in some group around you that's not some big corporate piece of shit group in hiding.
I never say
and,
fuck.
Disrupt things. I mean, we need to disrupt things.
Yeah. Disrupt. Punch up.
They put me up there.
Drink a fuck ton.
Drink a lot. All right. Thank
Thanks,
you, everybody.
all.
Appreciate you.
Cheers. Bye.
Dude, I get the last chat on their podcast. That was awesome. I love those guys. Bring some people over. He's got 21 people watching over there. What else is going on? Is anybody live right now? Savage Joy Marie, Revolutionary Blackout. Wow, man. Huh. Nay's Garden is live. Donald Trump live CNN town hall with Nay's commentary. Very bold title. Very bold title. Let's get rid of that. And let's do Alright, and we got the chat. Hell yeah, color disposition right on. Alright, so we got 18 people watching on those channels there. How many people are on the Rumble, man? 6 and 0 on the Kick.
Sorry, I got a sick daughter. That's always good.
Oh man.
I was thinking about if she's still sick in the morning, I'll give her a crucifix and let her walk out in the front yard and puke everywhere. Everybody leave me alone.
She's like she does that in a spiral, or she'll levitate and then spin like on a spit.
Bro, it's not too far fetched. It would freak everybody out. This place is uber religious. Matt has witnessed it full fetch, like full force, where he drives around the corner of my neighborhood, and then like the 2 houses before he gets to my house, there's like the 10 Commandments, like a goddamn monument, right, of the 10 Commandments, like a cement fucking monument with all the 10 Commandments like chiseled into that shit or molded into it. And the other side, there's like, yeah, big crucifix. It's like, it's a black house that belongs to a woman that's a internet evangelist.
Internet evangelist.
That's baffling. I mean that's baffling enough. You know,
yes.
It's ridiculous. I put when COVID came out, I threw a skeleton in the front yard. You might have seen that tweet. It was just one of the skeletons that I make mummies out of. But I put a gas mask on it and made it hold a sign that said, "I should have listened." They loved that. They loved it. So many pickup trucks, like what do you call it? Was it Jolly Roger? What's that called? Those Stars and Bars? I don't know. The flag that's on the Dukes of Hazzard, whatever that's called.
The General Lee.
Yeah, that shit. Every vehicle with that sticker on it stopped, took a picture for about 2 weeks.
Unreal.
Right.
That makes my life so much more difficult. After I set that all up, really. Okay.
Welding links together today.
What's that?
The steps. So I was trying to decide what I wanted to do for a handrail on the stairway here.
Right.
And
thinking about it. So I decided to go down to Tractor Supply, and I bought 22 feet of logging chain, and attached, equal lengths to each baluster on the way up. I don't know if you can probably see. Oops.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, and now I'm slowly welding every link together.
Every link? You mean welding it to the post? To a post?
Well, I already welded it to the post all the way up on each post.
Right.
Now I'm going with a nice small 3/32 inch rod and welding each link one at a time all the way up to give it that structural, that good stability.
What about the top and the bottom? Have you decided whether to make the curly Q or let it hang?
I'm probably just going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of PVC pipe and I'm just going to drape the chain over it and weld each link.
Oh.
So it has a nice loop at the bottom.
If you wrapped it around your own penis, it will give a tighter coil. Much smaller coil.
I just want Billy to know. Billy, just so you know, this goes up on 12 channels, and I don't delete these. They stay up forever. Just so you know, buddy.
Oh, that's good. So the idea will always stand in case you lose the idea.
Exactly.
Always
Bro.
be able to.
You know how many songs?
This, I'll come back
You know how many songs I have on this channel that I've written? Oh my god, bro! There's.
You know what I mean? It'll give a little bit. Unlike PVC, your penis will give, and it'll give like a more dramatic spiral.
Sure.
And if you're afraid and a scaredy cat, you could always use a pork loin.
Did not need that much description.
I can't wait till dude, I can't wait till you realize what you need to do down there and you turn that backyard into like a crazy wonderland tea garden from like Southern Living magazine.
Oh yeah, man.
You'll get bored enough to do it. What else is there going to be to do after a while?
You know, it'd be badass if I got my fucking my skid steer down here and fucking dug me a whole little winding creek in the backyard, you know, with fucking inner tubes and shit. It'd be badass.
You can rent like a mini excavator. Fuck it, like $800 a day. Just dig it out. Zip, zip, zip.
That ain't gonna happen.
Oh, I know. It's kind of like, I don't want to get into it, but...
No, it ain't that. It's my neighborhood would never allow it. I can't even take a shovel and dig a hole in my backyard.
Yeah.
They're fucking freaks.
Why not? If it's the backyard, it's the backyard. No one can see that shit. Fuck that.
I got neighbors who can see. They don't give a fuck. They're fucking nosy as fuck, bro. I don't know what the fuck. As soon as I dig a hole, somebody calls the goddamn gate. He's digging a hole. They cut down 50 trees.
That's one thing I can't believe about this place. The owner says, I've got tenants that are 15, they've been renting from me for 15 years, so I don't care. And if I pick you, I know you're good for the structure, and you can do whatever you want to, as long as you don't cut down a tree. And it's like, bitch, that's what I want to do. Holy shit, this place is covered in fucking trees, and I'm gonna get dead by one.
I know, right?
And he's like, nope, can't do it. And widowmakers fall every day. Crack, crack, you hear it. And you go, fucking big ass thing. All right in front of you. I got smoke, boys.
Time again?
What was that? Was that English?
It's time again?
Oh, yep. It
Yeah,
was English,
great.
you're right.
We need mandated smoke break.
The retarded part of my brain heard, hamburger. Because, that's retarded. to say the R word, in case you wondering, sons of bitches in the chat. You retards. You hear me?
Dave C. Fishing. Bongs loaded.
Dude, Mom's gonna be pissed, Dave. Shh.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm talking to Dave. Hold on, that was too loud. I'm gonna turn that shit down.
Oh, wait.
Fucking voice shit. I'm gonna turn that shit down, man. And we should be okay. Make sure there's no seeds in there.
There's probably at least a seed.
My dog is here.
Hey, little dog. Hey, Chris. You want to come up and play some Xbox? I got that new
That's
Grand
nice.
Theft Auto. Oh, yeah. Come on up, Chris. Oh, Chris, where are you going? Don't run away. Oh, Chris.
Cheers.
Chris, where are you running off to, Chris? Where are you running off
Oh,
to,
yeah,
Chris?
yeah, you fuckers have to wait 30 seconds.
Oh, Chris.
I'm smoking.
Looks like knees back wall.
Whoa, I almost burped.
He only smoke the oils.
Where's Cyber? Where is Cyber Relo? Where could Cyber Relo be?
Cyber had to do this.
Maybe he's buying wooden shoes and finding some tulips.
He had this whole thing he had to do. He had this whole thing he had to do today, bro. He couldn't go to sleep. He told us earlier. He's like, I got this thing I gotta go do.
He's probably picking tulips. Or like maybe working on a windmill. Or picking up some wood.
Maybe he had to pick up an Xbox game, that new Grand Theft Auto 5, Chris.
Where did you
I
go?
thought he would hear that and get real mad or something. Be like, I'm a Viking, not a wooden shoe man.
Where the fuck did you disappear to? I thought we were gonna smoke.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Why are you
I'm
gone?
eating,
Why are you a flying saucer instead of you?
Oh, that was a. Oh, I'll explain it after we hit. All right.
After I pull this all up, and you keep killing me, man.
All right, love you. Goodbye.
No law regarding
Cheers.
cannabis. Cheers.
Oh, that was the first real hit I've had since like 6:30.
Some silver Maui.
When you have a family, you have these times where you just can't really sit down and partake the way you need to.
Right.
You have other responsibilities, you know, and it's just it's kind of fucking intruding. But it's your family. Your family comes first. And when they all go to bed, it's like, oh, I'm gonna smoke a moth fountain, and I'm gonna butt chug it.
Yeah,
No one cares.
Decided to not do that.
Okay, so what was I
Not
gonna
on
say?
camera anyway.
We were gonna say we were talking about something after we took this hit. You asked me a question. If we forgot, then that's good. We forgot. Okay, good. Because I remember it disturbing me a little bit, so I'm glad it's gone.
Right now, my dog has more of an attention span than me. Very high.
I can't believe your shit's alive, man. I tried to tell Nay about your cat getting flattened by a cow and then showing up a week later, half flat. I don't think he quite understood if I was joking or not, and it was this absolutely real thing, man. His cat crawled back up to his house half flat and lived. It's still alive, right?
No, we lost her end of the winter. But yeah, she used to go up over the hill here. There's the neighbors up over the hill at the farm. They have an oxen barn. They have old pulling oxen that they keep.
That means dinosaur cows, big ass dinosaur cows.
And she'd go up there and she'd lay with them in the winter in a nice warm barn. And I guess apparently she got stepped on, is what happened, and crushed her hips.
Apparently, she either got stepped on or she got run over by a Russian tank. It's probably
she was pretty messed up. She was gone for 3 days, and when she came back, she was pretty messed up. You could tell she dragged herself all the way home. But yeah, I knew basically there's not much a vet can do for that, other than to see if they can heal, give them painkillers, see if they heal. So I got her some painkillers and basically set her down with some food and water and a litter box in the corner, and wished her luck. And pretty much a week.
She reflated.
Week went by, and she started trying to drag herself across the floor, to use a litter box and stuff like that. And
yeah, I remember her pelvis. Her pelvis was flat in. Yeah. Like, I guess, like, not like flat like a Play-Doh, but like if like a potato chip was crushed.
It was like hinged.
Floor, right?
It was like hinged,
And then it slowly, it slowly reflated like a moon bounce at a fucking state fair.
She figured out how to walk again, is what happened. It took her about 3 months. About 3 months, and she was propping back up on one of her feet and trying to walk again.
Crazy.
And
I mean, my skull was separated.
Incredible.
Once, and it refused itself without help. I think it's like, man, fucking
it's incredible what an animal can do.
Earthly animals are pretty amazing. Look at what happened to Nay. Nay's a good example with his motorcycle wreck, and everything just kind of goes back to normal almost.
Well, plus I like to crush my balls with a hammer every night before I go to sleep.
I do that, but
helps me sleep at night.
I'm a cheater though. I use ball peen, so it kind of skims off the side.
I use a flat mallet.
Yeah, it doesn't really smack me.
9-pound mallet.
9-pound hammer.
On an anvil.
That's a strange 9-pound hammer.
I slap the sack on an anvil and go pap, pap. Crush both nuts before I go to sleep every night. I'm a tough son of a gun. Dude, I have to incorporate that into my Alex Jones bit when he does the fucking super male vitality, and then I'm ready to crush my nuts.
Ready to go take a nap.
Today I'm going to be crushing my nuts with a Sherman tank.
But yeah, anyways, the cat survived.
Oh man, I'm fucking crying from that shit.
Man, I can't wait. You guys are joking about nuts. You're gonna have a nut injury. I can't wait till you have your first nut injury. It's the worst ever. What do you have, a ruptured nut?
Bro, we're boys. We've all hurt our nuts. Are you kidding me? Everybody's hurt their nuts, bro. Don't act like you're the only person who's ever crushed your nuts. Bro, I sit down.
About an injury.
I sit down and I injure my balls, bro. They get under my... it happens, bro. You sit and you're like, ow, fuck.
Yeah.
And you gotta readjust.
The infamous...
I sat on
I
my
had the
balls.
infamous Easter egg. It's in Backroad Motos content, where I was riding the Honda Rebel and going down the back roads, and I hit a pothole, and I didn't realize I was sitting on my nuts. But when I hit the pothole,
then you did.
The nut right out the front of my crotch, and it felt like I got kicked in the nuts by a cow. And I think that I still have effects from that to this day.
Oh, the nut stories I could tell you. Oh, the pains. Oh, the sights I could share with you. The sights.
Tell us.
I'm fucking Pinhead, bro. I'm the fucking Pinhead of ball injuries.
Tell
The
us. I'm not
sights I
recording.
could share with you. Her name was April, and it was a fine May evening. And my balls were the bluest of the bluest waffles that you've ever seen. Bro, I went home that night. I was in so much fucking pain. And after I cranked one out, it hurt to crank it out. And it hurt after that. It was no relief at all. I was fucking broken. I was a broken man. You ever had blue balls that bad? That cranking one out don't fix it? Yeah, I've had blue balls so bad.
Is blue balls really a real thing? Come on. Is that real?
Dude, no, I just made all that up. I just lied.
I don't know. I just never had it. I guess
It's good for you. You know, I got to tell you something. Good for you, bro. It's a good thing. You get the release every time. It's fucking great. Sometimes you might not be in that fucking position.
You just yank it out. Tug it, like milk it, like a cow.
Oh my god, dude. You've never been interrupted?
Oh yeah. Plenty of times.
You know what I'm talking about?
That is the most embarrassing shit ever.
Let me ask you this.
It takes you down to the bottom of the barrel.
You're in the middle of stuff, and then you have to go use the bathroom. Has that ever happened to you before? Try to pee through that shit? It's not fun, man. And then you got to go back, and you got to try to figure out how the fuck to get back from where you were. And you got to start playing catch up. You know? Because, once you pee, bro, it's all off. You've ruined it. Now
I've been in worse. Yeah, well, I'm not going to say that. I've not been in worse, but I've been in equal situations.
And I'll tell all the boys a little secret out there. If you can keep from peeing, it'll fucking, that pressure will add to the party at the end. Yes, if you can handle that. It's got to be,
And if you're selling subscriptions to Boy Scout magazine door to door, like I was, and they don't get it, don't worry about not like acting out. Piss on their doorstep. You're a Boy Scout.
What am I going to do with 37 subscriptions to Vibe?
Not really. You might be suspended from Boy Scouts for like a month, but you're not going to go to jail. Piss on their doorstep.
Yes, I used to smoke crack, but I no longer smoke crack cocaine. So now, man, how do you launder money? I do not understand what you mean, laundering money. How do you come in here? They pull that guy in. Come in here, man. Sit down. You a drug dealer, man. You gotta understand. I wasn't a drug dealer, man. I used to do the drug. And then he's like, dude, I never got high, bro. I never smoked crack. I just said that so I can sell some fucking magazines.
I used to smoke crack cocaine, boys. But now I sell cookies.
And then he's like, now you've just told this guy our entire money laundering scheme. And what am I going to do with 37 subscriptions to Vibe?
I spent the night watching old Guy Ritchie movies, man, reminiscing. Started out with Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and then ended up with The Wrath of Man, the newest Guy Ritchie. Have you seen this?
No.
It's not so great. It's not like.
Thanks for the
he like fucking. He went downhill. Like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch. Those are classic, awesome movies. But then, if you follow his work, it gets more and more artificial bullshit up until the latest with Jason Statham, where he's 60 and still killing people. It's like, shut up.
Shut up.
And it's labeled with a Sundance Film Festival Awards. It's like, bitch, this sucks, man. What are the standards? What have we come to?
What have we come to? What has this
The only
world...
person that I know that hasn't degraded through his film career as far as directing goes is Tarantino. It's like a constant, what you expect is what you get. Everybody else, like especially like Michael Bay's dumbass.
Sellout.
God, it just gets
Give the people
worse.
what they want.
Yeah.
I can't believe the way Trump was pumping that election thing and the way all the people were responding so positively still to that. It is just like, this is the state where we are, man. This is just how people
There's so
are.
much double talking, I couldn't even keep up, man. It's like, it's a bunch of nonsense talking back and forth. It's like
The most important takeaway is after what happened with January 6th, he takes full credit for it and doesn't give a fuck about Ashley Babbitt, that girl that died. He's just a fucking prick, man. It's so bad. There's so many takeaways from that night, from that town hall tonight. So many. Cheers, bro.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's alright.
I was trying to hide it.
I know, I saw.
Because no one else was smoking.
No, I'm not.
So I was like, let's be really conspicuous.
That's cool. You're sneaky, bro.
Yet inconspicuous at the same time.
Look, man.
But it didn't work because you knew exactly what I was doing. Let me try again. Have you seen one alligator on your property yet since you moved home?
No, not on my property, no.
Man, that's bullshit.
In fact, I don't think
I'm not
I've
saying
seen
you're
an alligator.
full of shit. I'm saying it sucks that you hadn't seen it.
I haven't seen an alligator since I moved here, come to think of it.
It's so much fun to look at an alligator.
Yeah, I know, they're great. I know, they are great. Well, you know, this is
And
the season
it
right
sucks
now. This is when the babies
Yeah.
are going to be coming out in July.
Springtime, man. I can't do it. I can't say it here. Yeah, I can. I have the capabilities of selling baby alligators and crocodiles online via Facebook, thanks to Mark Zuckerberg's rules. But I won't do that. I don't do that. But a lot of people do, man.
Huh.
There are so many baby alligators that move through Facebook Marketplace. It's not even
What just happened here?
$20 a piece, alive. Or you can get a frozen one.
What?
Right? And they freeze it to 30 degrees, just 2 degrees below, and they
What?
ship it that way.
What?
And then you can put it in an incubator, and the motherfucker will wake up.
What?
That's how you ship crocodiles.
What?
But anyway, if you want me to send you a crocodile,
what?
I will. Be like, Mom, look at our new fixture of the yard. It's gonna keep the bears away.
Mom's going to be pissed, bro. Mom's going to be totally pissed, bro.
Nick Cage. Did you see the Nick Cage interview?
Dude, no.
Where he showed
60
off his
Minutes?
monitor?
No.
Yeah.
What?
I watched some
Lizard?
of it. I haven't seen all of it yet.
He's got a lizard.
It's so good.
He's
It's
got a
so
lizard?
good.
He's
It's
got
so
a lizard.
good.
He's got a lizard.
Oh, he's got more than that. He's just like, he's just opening up to this fucking reporter. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude's fucking lost his mind.
Dude, I have to see
It's
that.
Nick Cage. He's one of those actors that plays himself all the time.
No, I have
Yeah,
to see
he's like,
that.
get in my gold Lamborghini. Here, let's take a ride in my gold Lamborghini. Watch how fast we can go. It's snap, crackle, pop. And shit, and the reporter's scared to fucking death. And he's like, wah, wah. Crazy.
What?
I love him. I love him way more than I used to after that interview. And he's like, oh, I fucking put a skeleton in a piranha tank, and here's a dinosaur, and fucking he had he had a crow. Yeah, like a giant crow in his fucking living room in a makeshift cage that he like obviously made himself meth style.
You know who else seems like that? Like they have one character that they play
Chris.
themselves is
Chris Penn, Sean Penn.
is Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead. Like everything he's ever
Does he?
acted in, he's like just the same. He's Bruce Campbell in every.
Yeah, he's the same guy. It's kind of the David Hasselhoff kind of feel, you know. Or he's like, yeah, that's actually him. I try to be that way. I don't have to anymore. I'm thinking about my acting days, but Yeah, just be who you are, man. Don't fucking hide it. If they like who you are, then you're destined to be that way. If not, well then fuck them. You just eat ham off the bathroom floor while your daughter films you and puts it on MySpace.
I know, right? Hilarious.
Well, I mean, he's just being himself, you know? He's definitely not trying to hide anything. He's not Jimmy Dore in it, that's for sure. Fucking meticulously dyeing his roots and shit. He's fucking eating ham off the bathroom floor at 1 in the morning.
Jimmy Dore's starting to show his age, bro.
Oh, he's starting?
Yeah, well, it's in his mouth, and when he's talking and shit. Plus, he's on something. He's on like an antidepressant or something. So he talks really weird now.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he started showing his age when he went gray and then dyed it black. And then
yeah, it's blonde.
Also,
he's
like showing his age a little bit more by getting sick.
And then he dyed it blonde, Billy. He dyed his hair totally blonde. It was so weird.
Did he?
Yeah, man. He was wearing a hat.
Good God.
I was like, why'd you dye it blonde, you freak? We were making fun of it on the show.
I fucking hate that guy, man. He's like, he's the guy at the pastrami joint that's trying to get you to buy the brisket because it's rotten.
No, that's Mark with the crab salad.
Rotten crab
Here,
salad.
wait, I'll take a bite out of it. I'll show you it's not rotten.
Yeah.
Mark, no!
He did that
What
shit.
are you doing, Mark? Get that out. He goes over to the thing and starts spitting out. It's rotten. Oh, God. What are you doing, Mark? Why, Mark? No. Dude, I might be able to
I
get
mean, I'm known to eat some rank shit. Pretty gross. I think I told you the Mary story about the cookhouse cook on the circus that had AIDS for sure, and
yeah,
was just cooking everybody's food.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder what ever happened to that person, man. I mean, let's be realistic. They're probably dead of AIDS, but...
Bro, they've got that new
Never know.
drug. They've got a drug now where they're like, if you've got AIDS, you just take this drug, and it's like, you now...
I mean,
they say
my
undetectable,
Russian father-in-law I talk
undetectable.
about all the time has got HIV, and he's fucking healthy.
They're all like undetectable, and then you're like, wait, does that mean you can't transfer it to somebody else? Because the people in the commercial are like, I get one shot every other month, and I don't even have to think about it anymore. They're all bragging about it. I'm like, so you can't give it to somebody else? Is that what undetectable means, or does it just mean you'll fail a test, but you could still pass it on?
Oh, it's fucking still contagious. Absolutely. There's no... That's what the cure... That's what
What's
they're
the
searching
point?
for, right?
What's
Is
the
to make
point?
it not...
What's the point of saying undetectable then? Undetectable from what? It doesn't. It's weird.
So I guess they're trying to say your white blood cell count will be normal.
How do I get this to fucking stabilize, dude? It's so weird.
From what I understand, it's untransmittable as well.
I gotta go pee out my penis. I'll be right back.
But I might be wrong. But I thought that was the case.
I don't know. Who knows? Come on, man. Why are you doing this? So weird. Giant inverse head and shoulders formed on the 24-hour. We're looking great. We're about to go up. That's fantastic. You guys want to see it? Look, I'll show it to you. See these yellow markers? This could be it right now. Oh, we're on the right screen. Okay.
Man, there's $5,000 worth of work to do in my backyard to make my kids and my neighbors safe, and I'm not paying for it. This is not my house. So
this is a
shoulder. When you look up, it's like, holy shit. Like, if you think realistically, the slightest wind could fucking kill a hippo if I had one. Looking at the tree, boom, and kill a hippo.
Shoulder.
So high, they're like at least 70 feet high this year. And every time the wind blows, a widowmaker comes down.
Shoulder.
Sometimes it's 5 pounds, sometimes it's 30
shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, and shoulder.
And I'm my dumbass
head,
building
shoulder.
a nursery. And underneath it, right now, I've spent $2,000 already on it.
Shoulder.
And I think I'm gonna have to spend another $1,000.
Shoulder.
Underneath trees that are trying to kill people.
Shoulder, head, shoulder, and shoulder, head, shoulder.
What are the things dawn on you after you've spent the money?
And shoulder, head, shoulder.
Sometimes you just gotta go with it.
Shoulder,
yeah, I could just stop being a pussy and climb the goddamn trees myself and cut them.
Yeah, bring a chainsaw. Don't bring ropes or harness. Then you'd be a wuss.
I could set them on fire from the top.
Yeah.
With like crossbow kind of instrument. I don't know.
Oh man.
Suave. I'm almost done, you guys. Got 25%. I got 25% of the work that needed to be done to launch Bonsai House is done.
That's awesome.
I know. Yeah, that's what's left. I got 25% of the work left. Sorry, 75% is done. I'm 75% of the way through, man.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I have to lay some more weed membrane, and I gotta make a bench, and everything else is finished. There's a lot. Think about everything. Jesus Christ. Digging the trench for willows, then making the cage for the willow roots. That was a big deal because it was going to be next to a house. That's
water feature. Water feature.
You have to fucking cage those motherfuckers.
Water feature. Billy.
The water feature. I had to. I've transported 1,000 pounds worth of brick to do that fucking stupid paver idea I did or had. I fucking built an arbor, and then I fucking planted 30 trees.
Are you arboring?
In pots.
Are you arboring?
In arbor.
Billy,
Arboring.
are you arboring a fugitive?
I'm arboring.
It's an invasive species.
I herbal trafficked an arbor.
You're arbor. Bro, are you in arbitration right now?
Yes.
Arbitration. Are you in arbitration?
People don't realize how much fucking work there is. I mean, I guess like when Matt was younger, like 10, let's think 10, 15 years ago, you had the energy to do what you did then, right? Like on the side of your house, it was just like an amazing natural cannabis forest. And it was spectacular. It just kind of comes with the territory at that age, right? You just have the energy. You just have to have the ideas. As long as you have the ideas, the energy's there at that age. At our age, it's like, wow, man, this is wearing me out. Just waking up and thinking about it.
I'll never grow 30 plants again. I've already decided that.
Yeah.
I'd love to, but no, I just don't have.
Having the energy is real important. So I guess that's why like cocaine is important in your like as you age, as you get older.
Of course. That's why I was telling my buddy the other day. I was like, I don't know, if I don't know what I'm about to like start dying of like lung problems and stuff like that, I'm switching to cocaine.
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, as we age, our ideas get better, but our energy goes down. Cocaine.
If you want to get down on the ground.
And like, I mean, I jest about it, but I really kind of do practice that. Not with cocaine, but I'll like be like get NOS. I'll get like a 6-pack of NOS and be like, I got this much work to do today. You know what I mean? And I'll use that as like, that's the same thing. I'm like trying to like snort coke to try to get work done.
I'm trying to snort.
Like trying to use drugs.
Dude, I'm trying to like snort some coke.
I like hardcore coffee in the morning and then trying to drink energy drinks by the fucking gallon early afternoon so I can get shit done. That's no different than snorting a bump to fucking get the interview. You know what I mean? And, I mean, but that's the 40s and 50-year-old motherfuckers' way of fucking doing it. It's like, oh, I remember my coke days. Give me that V8 spicy. That'll get me through till 2 o'clock.
Dude, what's
But
your
it's just advice,
Billy,
you know?
Billy, what's your go-to late night drunk with your friends restaurant you go to late at night that you would go? You go to like a Denny's?
It's been a minute. It's been a minute, but it would be TGI Fridays for sure.
Are they open at like 3 in the morning?
They used to be when I was like until they served liquor, so they would stay open until liquor time.
Dude,
whatever that may be, whatever town it may be.
We used to go to this Denny's on the corner. I don't think it's here anymore, but it used to be on the corner right here where I lived. And there used to be these kids, these little goth kids, and they were there every night. And there were like 6 of them, and they would wear like really dark clothes. All of them would wear black, and they would have like their hair would be like black, and they would sit there and they would like all read books and like debate each other and stuff, and they would order coffee, and they used to piss the fuck off the waitress because all they would do was order coffee all night, and they would take up like this giant table, and the waitress used to fucking hate them, dude. And she'd come over, we'd come in there and we'd order, we get food and shit, our table would be full of food, we'd look over there and they'd just have coffee sitting around, and she'd come over and she'd be like, yeah, I just fucking ignore them now. They just come in, they go up to the bar and ask for coffee. She won't even serve
you. Is that this? Would you do your Hooters method?
God,
dude. You're like, we want you, and give her an extra little bit of money.
Yeah, this is the
remember that shit? That weirded me out.
Yeah,
You're like, we used to go into Hooters restaurants and
gotta have a Hooters strategy.
Like, I want you, and give her a tip.
You don't give her a tip. You just find out what section she's in.
Yeah. That was right.
Why are you gonna go to Hooters and be served by an ugly girl? Right? You gotta go to Hooters and find the girl that you're gonna want to be served by.
When I started thinking back to my Hooters days, I was way creepier than that. I'd be like tipping before the meal was over, trying to get her to stay and ask her to sit down, and just ridiculous, fucking testosterone asshole shit to do.
Biker.
I was the worst. I'm one to talk. Just saying.
I'd go in there with my friends on our motorcycles too. We would be on bikes. There'd be a whole bunch of us wearing our leathers and have our helmets. We'd have a couple girls with us too. We had some badass girls that could fucking ride like crazy with us, bro. So it was cool because we were in there because we had girls with us. So the waitresses are really at ease when you got women.
And I have to say, I mean, I would be again, like if I was rendered single and lonely with my kids and shit like that, and you know, if I had the funds, yeah, we would go to Hooters, and we would go to these restaurants, these Alps restaurants in Gatlinburg and stuff like that. And of course, I would flirt with them. Of course, I would fucking. Doesn't matter if I'm fucking 70. Yeah, some of my friends that are 70 are way worse than I am, even in my sense of humor, because they're ex-Nazis, of course.
Fucking Nazis.
It's the Appalachians, after all.
Unreal.
You know who runs this place? Horrible. You want to get, dude? This is the worst. This is true, but the worst fact about Appalachian area, like from Gatlinburg to Knoxville and shit like that. If you run into a stranger and you need help, you make a racist joke, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I love you, man." They'll fucking hug you, give you money, and pictures shit. It's crazy. That's all you gotta do is act racist. They'll be like, "You're in there. Here's $1 million." Way oversaturated. A KKK is still here and it's still alive.
Reminds me of that Larry David where he's wearing the MAGA hat in Curb Your Enthusiasm, and the biker pulls up next to him. He's all pissed off because he cut him off, and Larry reaches over and puts on his MAGA hat and looks at the guy. And the guy's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I see that you're a patriot just like I am. I see that you are a patriot. You're an American patriot.
Oh, man.
Have a great day, sir."
You can count them, man. Was it the main grocery store here in Seymour, which is the middle ground between Knoxville, Gatlinburg, and Dollywood and shit. If you go to that grocery store and you just look at the back windows in the parking lot, you can count the rebel flag stickers in the back windows. Just fucking back corners, you know, like they used to do with fucking NASCAR stickers or their Marlboro points. Same shit. It's horrible. You can smell it, really. You can smell that polyurethane smell that vinyl stickers are made of. And most of that polyurethane smell is all the rebel flag. Also, you can smell gout.
There is a massive upside down inverse head and shoulders pattern that formed across the entire 24-hour market, bro.
You should buy more crypto.
I can't, but anybody else wants to, this would be the time to do it right now.
I would do it now.
Fucking now. Wait, not now. Not now, Billy. Wait, there's two blue markers on Bitcoin.
You're right.
Not now. Hold on.
Nope.
This might not be it.
Not yet.
It's how can it
I
be
jest. I'm jesting. I'm a jester. But I really want into Bitcoin right now. It's being so volatile. But only like it, you know me. I'm a day trader. I'm not a holder. I'm not a holdie. Not my thing. I love watching the inflation, and it's so weird right now. It's making me a lot of money in a day. Well, I'm talking like 1,000 at 11 a.m. Then pull at 6, and you're not into that. That fucks with your stuff. It's just the way I pay for my beer that day for sure. You know, I like doing that.
One beer at a time.
Yeah, it's actually quite a skillful way to pay for little things like that. Like if you want, Bitcoin is my way of paying for extravagant purchases. But it's on the up. So if I see the market is crazy, like for instance, midday, you're the one that triggers me to buy sometimes. You'll be like, "Oh my God, you see it's on the up, you guys. The market's going up. Head and Shoulders and Suave and Sasquatch.
Pepe.
Sheath underwear. I'll be like, oh shit, all right, let's look. And if it really is climbing hard, I will buy. And man, it pays for ridiculous things. Like Matt and I were talking about funding lightsabers. So I used Bitcoin to when it was on the up from 16,000 to 18,000 when it first bounced back up. It bought me 2 pounds of soap gum. It's a great currency. Bitcoin's awesome. I believe so.
Hell yeah, man. I'm looking at it right now. I'm watching the goddamn, waiting for it to fucking trigger, because something might show a sign of going upwards on the 24-hour, and so far Cardano, Matic, but those two, Cardano and Matic, are doing it. They're showing a little spike upwards. So, that might be.
Man, I've never made those lightsabers.
Dude, you don't want to make lightsabers. It makes no sense. Listen.
Yeah.
When you can't play with them, because as soon as you hit somebody with one, you're going to kill them. Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, I never fucking.
I never thought it all the way through. I guess I never thought that one all the way through. Thanks, Nay. You just saved me a ton of trouble.
Oh yeah, shit. That's a good point.
It's like, bro, do you own a samurai sword?
No, I always thought it was
I
really
do.
dumb.
Let me tell you something. I do. And you know what it's good for? Hanging on the wall, bro. And if somebody ever comes in your house and robs you, it's good for that too. But basically, it's a one-shot deal. I mean, you don't want to pick this thing up and touch it ever. It's basically like a lightsaber. If you make one wrong move with this katana, you're going to lose a limb. It is all a razor blade with a whole bunch of weight behind it. And, you drop it, you're going to lose your foot. It'll cut your foot right in half. It's perfect.
There's a Guy Ritchie thing I heard today. Is a monologue that I used to use when I was auditioning for things. And it goes, also we need knives or swords. Make sure they're fucking big, fuck off shiny ones that look like they can skin a crocodile. There's a thing about knives. They don't make any noise. And if they don't make any noise, we're more likely to use them. So they're real fuck off.
Imagine the surprise of a burglar. See a guy cartwheeling down the stairs with a katana. Well, you were practicing stealth. I was practicing the blade.
I like that. I like an ice pick.
That was it
ice pick? They're so good.
That was the line right before Jason Statham's first classic line, which was, "Jesus, Tony, you have to worry about your past." You know? Which is stupid. When you look back at it now I'm 40-something, I rewatched that movie and just like, these lines are dumb. They're not that great. Like, I'm gonna cut you in your throat. It's like, yeah, we get it. Yeah, that's what you probably would do anyway. We understand. It's not creative.
Oh, boys, I gotta go take a shower and get ready for bed. I'm bushed.
Dude, are you gonna get in your PJs? Because you left that.
It's 10:30.
Go get in my PJs. All right, let's call this one. I'm gonna go to. Hope you guys enjoyed the 2.5 hour show. Thanks, Matt G, Billy. You guys take care. Chuckles, everybody. Thanks for watching. And I'm at Nays Garden on Twitter, and he's at the Valentine Collection. Whatever.
I'm at Pornhub. I'm at Ron Jeremy / Pornhub.
Go check him out. He's like, that's the wrong guy. It's not me.
Check it out.
Bye, guys.